Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tournament Kingdom September solo tournament. Now, the solo tournament is different than the regular tournaments. This is Summoner's Rift, but each team was specifically tried to balance as perfectly as possible. We've also separated people that have been registered on separate teams, or sorry, I should say have been registered on the same team separately for this tournament. So it's basically kind of like a high budget solo queue tournament. And these are the teams that we have. So first we have Avocado. I just went for the basic fruit names. We have Bisexual Lion that usually plays on Are You Not Amused. Berserking Goat, who's a new player. Ladsy, who plays for I'm Down For That. Auto Parts, who's played in Arena with Savior, and you'll understand why I'm mentioning these names later. And Piplup, formerly known as Peridian, playing support. He was also with Bisexual Lion on Baldur's Gaming for the ARAM tournament. Next, we have Team Banana, and these are the teams that we will be spectating first. We have Borbgol, which has played with Zero Zen RL. And then we have Cowshake, who has played with Team. Oh, what was the name? It's like Woo. I'm gonna make a name for myself, I think, in the ARAM tournament. We have Tree Hugger that played in the previous solo tournament, as well as ARAM Windrunners. We have a set of numbers that plays for Are You Not Amused, and we have Creamy Pie that has played in many different names. Lime Ceiling E-Girls, the Heathers. Previously, he played on Brat Bussy Back. I know LaRue loves that name, but he will be playing on Team Banana here. So we will have Team Avocado versus Team Banana. We'll get to the draft in a minute because we still have a lot to cover. The other two teams that are also currently playing the game simultaneously is we have Cherry. We have Jay in the top lane, usually part of Are You Not Amused. Zero Zen that has paired up with Borbgol for the arena tournaments. Also got second place in the 1v1 tournament. Then we have Potato Sack 3047 that plays for I'm Team Down For That, which is Ladsy's and Zuzema's team. And then we have Zeri Cruz in the bot lane, and then we have Savior in the support role. And then the last team, but certainly not least, is Queth Ducko, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, in the top lane. Zyrus in the jungle, who's played in the previous solo tournament. I'm Anxious, that's teamed up with Creamy Pie, but again, we're keeping them separately for Team Dragon. 8-Bit Upgrade, played in the last solo tournament, and played with Agent Rios, I believe, in the arena tournament. And Zuzema, like I said, is part of I'm Down For That. So those are the four teams that we were participating, but we're focusing currently on this game, which is Team Avocado versus Team Banana. And without further ado, after that long introduction, I'm here with the one and only, the self-proclaimed best bronze caster you've ever seen, GQ's 37th sexiest man alive, LaRue. How are you doing today, buddy?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever actually done a face reveal, so who's to say I'm not first? But thank you so much, TK. It is a pleasure to be here today. Of course, we have ourselves our solo Summoner's Rift tournament. Going through our first round picks right now, you can see the bans. It is Jin, it is Kog'Maw, and it is Vex taken away. It is Ornn, Jinx, and Rengar taken away by the other side here on the red side, if you will. So we've seen a couple top bans. We've actually seen some pretty awkward bans, so to speak, here, TK, and I think that really speaks to just what kind of tournament this is. You know, we're going to see a little less picks, a little less bans kind of directed toward maybe the coordinated nature of solo queue, and more maybe just comfort bans here tonight directed toward players maybe on the other side that they kind of want to target, that they maybe want to weaken a little bit. Vex, for example, not the strongest champion right now, but it is still worth a ban. Kog'Maw, Jin, bans like that. Of course, you do see it forces into the smolder picks. So we do know that blue side's going to be looking for a top laner here, potentially a top laner. Vi could always go top, but meanwhile, over on the red side, we know they're going to be looking for potentially two solo laners as well. Looks like both sides, actually, the more I look at it here. But you got Vi and Zac in the jungle. There is a Zoe ban, so going to direct their bans toward Ladsy. But yeah, I mean, we're going to be looking for some solo laners here.
And the interesting thing about the drafting phase is that the bans are specifically targeted, because keep in mind that the people that they're playing against are formerly teammates. So Creamy Pie and Bisexual Lion are actually not just teammates, they're literally roommates in real life. So they're going against each other. So the reason why Team Banana here banned Rengar and Ornn is those are Bisexual Lion's very, very comfortable picks. So he has been target banned. The Jinx, I believe, is obviously auto parts. And the mid lane is Ladsy. So Ladsy doesn't have anyone that he knows on the opposing team for this game, but Ladsy is their highest elo player. So they're definitely going to be targeting their best players, and of course the players that they know the best, in this case Creamy Pie versus Bisexual Lion. But we have Thresh and MF in the bot lane with the Vi. Good single target focus. If the Vi manages to ult someone, Thresh can follow up with a nice hook, and then Gragas rounds out for the fourth pick for Team Banana.
Yeah, that Gragas pick is an interesting one because it could flex a few ways here. It could go top, it could go mid, it could also go into the jungle as well. You could flex that Zac top or mid. So that Gragas pick really doesn't give a lot of info over to blue side here. We do see the Talia pick. That is most likely going to be heading into the mid lane. The only thing we need to see is who is going top here for Bisexual Lion. Maybe trying to give him that counter pick. Most likely going to be playing into that Gragas. If I had to dare a guess there, I think Gragas is most useful in top right now, but it's going to be Volibear picked up for Bisexual Lion.
That is, and Lady Luxio just typed in chat, calling it perfectly. Lady Luxio is friends with Bisexual Lion. And yeah, definitely a comfort pick, considering that his two other comfort picks got banned. The Lux, that would have to be mid lane, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that has to
almost
be mid lane.
certainly. I mean, with the Soraka lock-in already
Yeah.
there, unless you're playing some kind of Soraka top cheese, which, Soraka top, it's gotten play over the years. It's not unheard of.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely here. So I bet you, I reckon we're going to see here, it's going to be Soraka in the support role. Lux will be in the mid lane. Although it does look like, at least for now, I don't think they're sorted over there on red side, at least by traditional positions, because if you are, I don't think I've ever seen Lux jungle. So we'll see about them. But you can see here it's over on the blue side. They are in order. We know that for sure.
hmm And the one thing that I want to point out is Piplup has a lot of pressure this game. You need to make sure to hook the Soraka, make sure she isn't getting the heals. But on top of that, there is a lot of things you can flay away. The Gragas E, the Zac E, the Smolder W. I mean, Thresh has a lot of montage opportunities here if he decides to go for them. And I mean, it's fun to play Thresh, but man, is it a mental game if you cannot time your flays properly. But thankfully, he does have some good hard CC with the Vi, good point and click CC with the Volibear. So it'll be interesting to see how they pilot and who they prioritize target wise in this composition.
Yeah, and so we've got 3 minutes here in the spectator delay. And again, if we had to reckon a guess for red side, it is going to be that Smolder in the ADC position. That's going to kind of put the game, I think, on kind of a timer here. Smolder, as you know, has the infinite stacking mechanic, although you can stack forever, but you really need to get to 225 stacks. Once that Smolder gets there, and it's a lot easier on Summoner's Rift, you don't have to compete with your friends and allies for stacks. Once Smolder gets to 225, team fights become so much harder for blue side if they can't get on top of the Smolder. Obviously, Smolder's still an ADC. If you get on top of him, if you CC him, he explodes. But if he's allowed to free fire and kind of get that ticking AoE, or so to speak, and get into that execute range, you're basically fighting with 90% of your health bar. So Smolder is high priority target, especially as you look around the rest of the team. There's not a whole lot of damage. Obviously, Lux is going to bring the AP in this one. Gragas, we'll see what kind of build Gragas goes. We'll see if he kind of goes into that offensive tank kind of build, or if he goes full tank, or if he just goes full AP. I'm not quite sure what that Gragas is going to do. And of course, Zac, I'd expect, as maybe the only front line you're going to have, the only true front line, I think we're going to see him going tank. It's kind of a low damage comp for red side. So I want to see them protect the Smolder very, very well, because he could be key to this first game.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. I completely agree. I think the one thing that's worth noting, though, is that if Vi decides to target the Smolder, which she should, I mean, that's their carry, especially late game, Soraka can just throw down her silence on top of Smolder every single time. And by the time Vi reaches Smolder, Volibear reaches Smolder, then they might just be completely silenced and shut out of the fight by a simple Soraka E. So again, I think that will also come into hand where if Vi lands the point and click ultimate, the Thresh needs to land that hook onto the Smolder to make sure, because there's going to be no one else to follow up if they're silenced on top of the Smolder. So again, I feel like I keep throwing Piplup here under the bus for pressure, but I will be very interested to see, and it'll be a very exciting match to watch, I think.
And of course, I also want to mention one more thing before we head into game here. Blue side, heal cut. Very important. Not just for Soraka. You also look at Gragas. You also look at Zac. They have ways to heal themselves. Smolder ult, I know, not the most important thing in the world, but also it can heal if it hits Smolder. So heal cut can be very important. Let's go ahead and head on into game.
Yeah, I agree. I think also the opposing team, Banana, will need to go shielding, assuming that my client loads the thing. Let's see here. They have, I think they had Volibear shields. They had, what else did they have? What else did they have that shielded? I know there was at least one other thing. All right, Vi shields, Volibear shields, you have Thresh Lantern shields. So they definitely are going to need some anti-shielding, I think, on the other end, which leaves it to Smolder, which Serpent's Fang doesn't feel too good built on Smolder, but I think for the efficiency of the damage, might be a necessity.
And so, of course, once we load into game here, we'll have to go ahead and coordinate it on out. Usually, of course, we don't peel back the curtain like this. I know Ryline and myself did that a few weeks ago, but we will get it working on here. But look at Piplup. I want to note the new Thresh skin.
Ooh.
So flexing his wallet here. That, I believe, literally came out yesterday or today. I'm not actually quite sure, but it came out very, very recently. So clearly a skin that was high on the mind of Piplup. He's already going to bring it here to the Rift. And looking very stylish as well. So hopefully we can get loaded in here shortly.
Yeah, he's the janitor because he's going to clean up this trash.
He's going to clean up. And, I think his priority should be, again, any of the 3 stickies. It's one thing to hit a hook. It really, like, if you hit Zac or Gragas, you hit Zac or Gragas. I'm going to go ahead and pause at 5 here, TK, if you would.
You mean 5 seconds?
Yeah.
And then what do you want me to play? It's been a while since we've done this, ladies and gentlemen. So.
You know what? I'll give the countdown since we're live. That's cool.
Okay.
And we're already live, of course.
But we're starting at 5 seconds in game?
Yes, I'm at 5 right now.
Okay, got you.
Alrighty, we'll go live in 3, 2, and 1.
Okay. Hopefully.
So again, we're on 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I think
12.
that's close enough. I think.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get onto the Rift here. Again, the things you do behind the scenes usually have the wait screen up for that, but that's cool. I think everybody knows how we do it these days. But it is going to be game number 1 of this round robin. Everybody plays everybody, so you're going to have effectively 3 rounds. And then after that, we'll see where the standings lie, and we'll move on into bracket play. But as you can see here, TK, red side maybe preparing for something, maybe just a solid protect with that Thresh, of course, maybe anticipating an invade. Doesn't look like anything's actually going to happen, though. They're just going for a 5-point start on the other side.
Yeah, I think they're thinking that maybe the Thresh will go for the invade, but Piplup is just playing defensive here. Ooga booga. Hopefully I don't need to turn off chat. We'll see what happens. We'll keep the chat on for now. We'll see.
Go ahead and get the roles sorted out here. Again, Zac in the jungle. Gragas is going to be heading topside, I believe. Now, do note there are 2 TPs here for red side, so they're going to have lots of mobility. Blue side has the TPs as well, so could see a lot of cross-map plays here. 2 TPs usually can mean we're going to see lots of skirmishing. We're going to see TPs into the middle of fights, and maybe 2-on-2 engages will turn on to 3-on-3, maybe even 4-on-4 if you get that double TP. But Cowshake, he's going to go ahead and start on his blue buff here. It's also going to be a blue buff start for Berserking Goat, as he will go ahead and solo take the buff. Actually, I think he did get a little help from Bisexual Lion. But ultimately, leash is not as important these days. Most junglers can actually solo clear without the help of their laners.
Yeah, it's always fascinating to see how the league meta develops, because most of the time, at least in higher levels, what they do is the junglers usually solo the camps. They don't get any leash, so the other laners can get lane priority. However, it works out fine here because both of them were leashing. The junglers will feel extra healthy, so the rotations will feel extra good. And speaking of rotations, the first dragon of the game will be Ocean Drake. So we'll see how they prepare for that in 240 seconds.
Health regen, always important, especially over for red side. Remember, this is a team that's going to have lots of sustainability. I really want to see some early heal cut. Maybe not early. You don't have to get it right away. But once that healing starts to ramp up, it's really going to be something that at least a couple of members of this blue side I would want to have. But we see here level 2, I believe, down bot actually went over to blue side first. So Piplup and Autopart's going to step up. You can see set of numbers in Creamy Pie. They are backed into their tower. Meanwhile, though, Borbgol and Bisexual Lion doing a little bit of top lane brawling. Bisexual Lion to level 3 first, as that wave's going to crash. Borbgol, he'll have to do a little bit of farming under his own tower.
Yeah, then Zac and Vi are just clearing their jungles from top to bottom, going the opposite direction. So I'll be curious to see what Vi does next. Maybe take a free recall, because her bot lane is pushed deep under tower, as well as mid lane is kind of even. So maybe Vi will take a free reset. And Zac can maybe look top once Volibear comes back here.
Yeah, take a quick back here. 650 gold. So Vi will at least be able to get herself a long sword. I know a couple shy of a couple long
Ooh.
swords, but we don't actually know what Vi's building here. They're going to try to step back blue side here. You see they're going to try to set up for the bot lane gank. This is not going to work. He's actually going to be spotted out by that river brush. So red team with knowledge of where Berserking Goat might be. And it looks like Bisexual Line might be spotted out here by Cowshake, or maybe the other way around.
Here comes Gragas to help assist.
Yeah, Borbgol is going to get his way on over. That was going to be smited by Bisexual Lion. He's got what he's wanted. No, excuse me. How about Cowshake smited it away? Sorry about that. So he got what he wanted. Now he's going to step away. Still waiting on first blood, as you see here. Berserking Goat just hanging around this bot lane. Might they see setting up for a dive. Hook down onto a set of numbers. He's going to flash away the heal as well, but the Ignite is ticking, and he is going to survive with the help from that last second Soraka heal. Might not be out of the woods yet. Berserking Goat still hanging in the area, but that back's going to be completed. Cream Pie, he's going to have to back up. The gank might have not gotten a kill here, TK, but they're going to get some. They're going to get lots of time here on this tower.
Yeah, they're going to get at least 2 plates here, maybe even 3 with based off the pace. That's a hard sentence to say for Smolder coming back bot. Mid lane's being pushed in as well by Tree though, so still maintaining good pressure on the map, even though bot lane's kind of bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, there definitely is an advantage here bot lane for blue side. Smolder stack check, by the way. He's got 14 here currently. Remember, 225 is the magic number. 25, you get the AoE on your Q. 125, I believe, is where you get the waves out of the Q that kind of like operate like an Aphelios flamethrower, something like that. And then, of course, 225 is the execute here. So still waiting on first blood, but a 700 gold lead now here for a blue side. And again, most of that gold is concentrated bot lane. It's about a 400 gold lead for auto parts right now.
Yep, and the blue team, aka excuse me. Oh wait, never mind. That goes in.
Let's talk about it here in a second. Cowshake, yeah, he's going to jump in. Still has the passive. Here comes Atulia ult. She's going to join the fight. Here's our first real skirmish. Cowshake flashing away here. Not going to be able to knock anybody back, but the Zac is going to be sent into his passive. Can they get the blobs in time? You see 2 are left alive here, but instead of numbers, he is stacking really well right now. He's going to jump on a Piplup. He's got himself a double kill. Meanwhile, Cowshake does fall, so it is going to be at least 1 kill here for blue. That was picked up by auto parts. But ultimately, it's a good engage for red side as they're able to equalize the gold and get a set of numbers. Lots of stacks, lots of gold. He's right back into this one here.
I would love to hear the comms on Banana's side as another fight breaks up top.
Yeah, top side here, Borbgol and Bisexual Lion both have their ultimates, although you do see Borbgol did use that explosive cask a little earlier, so without that, he is still going to get the better of Bisexual Lion here, although he is still down 17 CS, and you see he's going to have to take the long way all the way back to this wave, so might be a little costly here. Still has TP, though, so he's going to stay in lane for now. Bisexual Lion, we'll see if he TPs back.
And by starting up the Void Grubs, but getting back to that Dragon fight, I would love to hear the comms, because the Zac went in super late. I was not anticipating that at all, but they did manage to get a good fight. Soraka had a great silence, a set of numbers, flying in, clearing up the rest of the kills was very well played. And the follow-ups with the mid laners coming in too was clutch by them as well. Good team fight overall, as blue team, aka, I keep mixing them up, Avocado, slays the Void Grubs.
Void Grubs, first dragon, all going over to blue side here. So early objective control very much in the hands of this blue side. You can see no tower plates as well picked up by red despite having a couple of kills. They were able to pick up first blood. That's obviously worth a little bit of extra gold, but blue team has picked up nearly everything else. Tree Hugger, Ladsy, we haven't really talked about them a whole lot. That's because things are relatively even between that Tilia. Bot lane here, Piplup. The hook is going to split the numbers there. Here comes Cowshake from behind, and blue team might have been a little bit too aggressive. Set of numbers is on a killing spree. He's going to pick up his 3rd kill of the game. Meanwhile, we're fighting topside. That's explosive cask into the tower. That's going to force the ult out from Bisexual Line, but he's still tanking. He needs to get the kill on it quickly, and he does. He will turn it around here and pick that one up. He's on the board with his first.
Great response by the jungler Zac coming in bot lane. I think he managed to slam the minions and the Misfortune together to prevent the lantern being taken away. So that was very well played. And the top lane, well played by Bisexual Lion, making sure to shut down that tower for a dive as Piplup misses the hook.
Ultimate out there. Set of numbers going to call for Mom, but Mom doesn't really find a whole lot there. Meanwhile, Cowshake going to jump on to Ladsy here. He was looking for the roam. We've got fighting here on multiple fronts. Auto Parts going to auto down a set of numbers here. You see, doesn't have a whole lot of mana, but the hook is going to fall short. Cowshake, he finds himself in a lot of trouble because here comes Berserking Goat as well. There's the Assault and Battery just to make sure they pick up the kill there. Now Creamy Pie finds himself a little caught out. There's the Ignite. It is ticking. Ladsy going to flash forward to make sure he picks up the kill there. And it's 2 kills for Blue side. They're able to take down Soraka and Zach as well.
Good fight, good fight. I think that it just feel bad. I feel like Zach got a little caught out there in that followed up suit with everyone else. So it's like a set of dominoes sometimes. Bisexual Lion and Borb going from some intense trading here. They're actually switching sides, it would almost appear. Next objective is the Drake in 1 minute and 7 seconds. So that will be Chemtech Drake. That will be so good for Team Banana because they have all that healing. So we'll see how people play around that. I think that's a high priority dragon here. That will be in 54 seconds.
Yeah, obviously Blue Team wants to work toward that soul here, as they were easily able to take that first dragon right on spawn, I believe. So it's going to be important, even beyond just the added stats here, as we see more top lane fighting. Bisexual Lion working toward that Rod of Ages. Doesn't have it yet, but he's going to force Borgol to use that ult defensively. As again, Bisexual Lion really just dominating that top lane here in a moment. 21 CS lead, going to be increased here with this wave. And of course has the kill on top as well. So looking at a 900 gold advantage there. That's actually enough to push Blue Team over the top in the overall gold. But meanwhile, pretty much everywhere else, save for jungle, Red Team finds itself ahead. It's a 500 gold lead for mid for Tree Hugger. It's a 200 gold lead for a set of numbers. And then also Creamy Pie. Well, actually just about dead even, really. We have ourselves another ambush onto Cowshake here, who still doesn't have the passive. He's going to use his ult and flash to try to get away. Tree Hugger with the shield, but the flash forward from Berserking Goat secures it. Assault and Battery. That's going to push Tree Hugger on back. Flash forward with the hook. Not going to find it. And they'll only get the one here. Do still get the flash, though, from Tree Hugger. And Lux being an immobile champion, that's a big summoner here to get. But they also jump onto Dragon here, as they have all of the priority. And they might have to, Red might have to just watch as this one's secured here. Might go for the steal with the Luminous Spark. Maybe. Tree Hugger making his way on down.
Oop.
Nope, not going to get it here. Didn't even actually go for it, just opted to let it happen. But going to hit the full combo here, and that's going to be a deletion. Ladsy sent back to base. Tree Hugger, maybe he knew that was going to happen the whole time. He'll pick up his second kill here. As you see, he has the Luden's Companion. That Lux, highest CS in the game, 2 kills. Maybe somebody to watch there.
Yes, sir. And then you can notice the dragon transformation is now Cloud Drake, so you're going to have those spinning zones as Soraka gets hooked.
Soraka hooked and easily taken down now. Here comes Cowshake. Passive is back up. Set of numbers flashing forward here, just ignoring this Thresh. That might not have actually been a good strat there, as Auto Parts is just going to turn his focus to him and finish off the kill. Cowshake trying to Elastic Slingshot his way over the wall. He is actually flayed on back. Into his passive he goes. They'll give the kill over to Auto Parts. 3, 1, and 3. Tree Hugger will step in front of tower here to make sure that they don't give up that tower. But looks like Blue Team's more than content. They're going to take it back here. But a good fight for Blue, as they're able to, well, pick up more plates around the map. You see Ladsy with some time to himself.
Yeah, and Bisexual Lion has some time to himself as well, doing the Void Grubs. They're just maintaining pressure so well so far in this game. With the 2 dragons, the Void Grubs, I believe this will be 6 Void Grubs for them, if I'm correct. So they've been dominating the map so far. And the gold graph, you know, does speak for itself so far. But if you counter the stats with the other things, they're probably up maybe, what would you say, LaRue? Like 5K up in stats, maybe? If you combine everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty solid lead. It's a pretty solid lead.
Yeah.
And so
I'll go here. LaRue, we talked about Ingaragus. We were thinking AP tank. He is going AP here, but what we didn't talk about is the AP Volley Bear build that's happening right now.
Yeah, it's not something I've never seen before, and this is not going to be a full-on AP like Rod of Ages build. Hold on here. Hook coming down on the creamy pie. Mom is called. Mom is going to come through, but it's not going to do a whole lot of damage here as it was used very early on. They're going to try to retreat. Retreat they do as we got a 2-on-1 up top side. Bisexual Lion, he's going to fight. He's fighting long enough for Berserking Goat to join in. He's going to go ahead and get that passive onto Cowshake here. Another hook comes down here. We've got fighting everywhere on the map right now. Here comes Tree Hugger with the shield. It's not enough to save his ADC, but it is enough to at least buy him some time to kill off Piplup. There are ultimates used. Luminous Spark right to the face of Auto Parts. He'll find himself a double kill as Borbgol will be Tower Dove. He'll get a 1-for-1 trade up there. It is a shutdown, so Grog is going to get a little bit of gold, but they're going to get a plate. They're going to retreat from there. 11-8. 2K gold lead here for blue side, and one more plate right before the towers went down, or the plates went down, I should say. Yeah, there's a lot to analyze here, but to go back here to Volibear in that AP build, it's not going to be a full AP build. He's not going to go that way. But Rod of Ages actually synergizes well with Volibear. The healing, the health, the mana, gives him a lot of stats he could want, so nothing too crazy there, but, you know, it is kind of shocking, especially what you think of Volibear being.
Completely agree. Oh, the steal!
Yeah, it's a steal of the Rift Herald here, but now Berserking Goat, he's going to try to run Cowshake down. Can't be happy about that, but he is going to find Tree Hugger here, who does find the Light Binding.
Yeah, not only does he steal it, but he also picks up the eye. Sometimes you steal something and you forget to pick it up with that scenario. And then we also have the Proto Belt on Zac, so we're going full AP, so they don't have a tank, it looks like.
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see what the rest of the build may be, but I don't necessarily like the Proto Belt here from Cowshake, especially with the fact that he's 0-5 and the gold isn't flowing in. In fact, he is actually poorer right now than Piplup, enemy team support here. So I don't like going full AP when you're behind. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just kind of be a meat shield for your unit. So we'll see where the rest of this build goes. I'm going to go on record as saying I don't really like that first item buy, though. Bisexual Lion, he's going to knock down this first tower. 600 extra gold into the pocket here. 6.3k gold now total here for Volibear. Tree Hugger, still a little bit more. But here, blue team, they've got a big bear for red side to deal with.
You remember the hotkey for the gold, LaRue? Because it's completely escaped my mind. X?
X.
X
Yep.
is not working for me. That's too bad.
Maybe you've changed it in your actual settings, but
That is tragic. Oh, well, my apologies to the stream. We'll move on through as Cowshake gets caught out again right before Dragon.
yeah, Cowshake caught out again here. He's going to use that ultimate. Remember, he does have AP, so he'll do a little bit more damage, but the question is, how much damage does the Proto Belt actually have? Another hook. That's a good one coming in from Piplup. There is a full ult. Tree Hugger taking the full brunt of that bullet time. He's going to be shut down. That's going to be, I believe, actually it was not a shutdown onto a 4-0 Lux. I don't know how that works, but usually that would, lead to a little bit of extra gold. But blue side, they're going to be content here. They don't need the shutdown. They've got a third dragon here in 16 minutes.
Yeah, Soul Point, Zac using the Rift Herald to try and get something on the map. Deals decent amount of damage. The tower will go down, but I think Cowshake... Oh, the Vi ultimate follows him.
Got the ultimate off in time, and they'll finish it off. Berserking Goat on a rampage now. And this one's starting to swing away a little bit here from red side. And I want to note as well, Cloud Drake here, TK. Cloud Drake, a lot of people, and this is cliche at this point to mention, Cloud Drake is not people's favorite Drake. It doesn't really add incredible stats compared to the others. The map is kind of, a little bit more boring compared to the rest. Hold that thought here. Creamy Pie is going to be hooked up here. Looks like he might just, has a flash over the wall. That's what he'll do. So, Cloud Drake here is actually fantastic for blue side, especially if they can pick up the Cloud Soul, because look at their comp. Look at what they want to accomplish. Berserking Goat, Piplup, Bisexual Lion, all champions that can benefit greatly from being able to run down carries. Obviously, you can run into hook range. Bisexual Lion, you can keep up. You can keep up with these ADCs or these mages that are trying to kite you. And of course, Berserking Goat, he can easily get into range for his Assault and Battery. He doesn't have to really kind of, find the angle, so to speak. So, Cloud Drake, fantastic here, especially if you can pick up Soul. which they've done a great job today of objective control. I expect them to pick it up here very shortly. 3.5 minutes on that Drake.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree. I think Cloud Drake is really good for them for shutting down as that goes in here.
Here comes Cowshake
Ooh.
once more. Actually going to miss his Q, though. So, lads, you'll just walk it on out. 5K gold lead now. As you see, first items, even some second items starting to be completed here. No. We see Rod of Ages, of course, on the Vi. That is your Sundered Sky. Seraph's Embrace. Bloodthirster, Locket. Of course, Seraph's over on the other side. The Rocket Belt. Sorry, I've been calling it Proto Belt. It's the Rocket Belt these days. Apologies. Luden's Companion, Essence Reaver, and then, of course, Moonstone Reviewer as well. Tree Hugger going to be picked on once again here. He's knocked back and stunned. Ladzy picking up the kill here, and this is what a Fed Vi can do here, TK. It doesn't matter how fed you are. That CC is coming. There's nothing you can really do except just stay out of range to begin with. Piplup now is going to get onto Creamy Pie. And yeah, blue team is really starting to flex their strength across the map here. They're going to double up in kills.
Yeah, tough situation to be right now for Banana. They do have objective bounties, though, so they do have some hope maybe clawing back. I think it's just the objective bounties, with all due respect, is just the jungle a little bit. Just 0-6. Everyone else is pretty close, so this game is not over. If you got rid of that KDA, it would be very different. They're going to push down mid, and you have the Void Grub buffs, so they're going to shred these towers, as you can see, really quickly. Volibear also looking for a flank, it looks like, potentially, going from the top jungle. Oh, but he decides to back out, and Baron has now spawned. We'll see how they play on that.
And blue team has been very proactive in jumping onto objectives early. We'll see here. They're at least going to go put vision down. But we'll see if they actually physically jump on it. They know red team is kind of on the back foot right now. They know that they're not really pushed up in any of the lanes. It doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're going to ping it. They're going to say, well, maybe it's something to think about. But they're not actually going to jump onto it here just yet. So, something to think about. But, of course, you also have that fourth and potentially soul coming up for blue side as well. So, they've got options.
Mm-hmm.
They might look for one big team fight and then make a choice.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of a tough call because on the side of Avocado, you have such a huge lead that you can probably shred the Baron. But then in the opposite side, you need to deal with a bunch of area of effect damage around the Baron Pit. The Gragas ult, the Zac engage, the Lux ult potentially not only killing you, but stealing it. The Smolder ult, the Soraka silence. So I'm sure they're a little fearful of that. So they're going to have to probably wait for the perfect opportunity to go for it. As Tree is very overextended here and has 4 people against him bottom if they decide to rotate, but I guess they're deciding not to.
You can see 4 members right now of blue side hovering that dragon. Still yet to spawn here in 20 seconds. Bisexual Lion going to do a little dancing here in front of his own tower. You know, or not his own tower, I should say. But, you know, I digress. But anyway, like you can see, they want this dragon so darn bad. But first, they're going to take a couple kills here. They're going to make sure this tower, this dragon is going to be theirs. Assault and Battery was on a Tree Hugger. Another hook coming on down, but I don't think Berserking Goat really has a way to get over in a hurry. Luminous Spark finds nobody. Actually split the uprights. Gives time for Berserking Goat to catch up. One more punch to the back, and that is Tree Hugger down. Dragon is spawned. Dragon should go down here, unless Cowshake, you see him on the other side of the wall. He could go for the steal here.
Oh, Thresh preventing that.
Up over the wall. Yeah, he's going to push Cowshake away. And that's going to be an easy dragon here for blue side. So the soul is picked up. Bisexual Line still just bullying up on the top side here. Now he's actually going to try to turn on the Smolder, but Smolder very wisely getting back over the wall. Meanwhile, Cowshake was run down in deep in the blue side jungle. So he's going to be sent back for the 7th time here. And you can see 0-7-1. I mean, he's building tank stats now. But I think the damage has been done. I think it was just a first item buy that really set him back late or early on. And he's kind of just paying for it right here. Now, obviously, you have lots of fed enemies over on the other side here, and that's not helping too. But I hate to pick on a one item buy as much as I have. But, yeah, I mean, you desperately needed frontline, and you didn't have it for some very key early fights.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also tough because I must say Avocado has played around every single PvE objective, I guess that's how you call it, dragons, barons, rift heralds, etc., perfectly. They've always zoned them off. They've always killed the jungler first. I don't know if they have someone shot calling this or they're just all on the same page. Because again, these people have never played together before, with the exception of Bisexual Line and Piplup in an ARAM tournament. And I mean, it's ARAM who talks about shot calling there. So it's really just, I don't know. I think Avocado is just very coordinated this game.
So 23 and a half minutes into this one, you see we're almost to that 10K gold lead, 9.2K
Mm.
at the moment to give you a gold reset. One player over 10K gold, that would be Auto Parts on that misfortune. Sladsy just continues to fire him in here. He's starting to get a little bit stronger here. He has 2 items with the completion of that Leandries. Death Sentence misses, finds a minion instead. As they're really pushing on 3 fronts here at the moment. Here is Cowshake, but you can see he is 5 levels down on Bisexual Line. Bisexual Line is not even going to give him the time of day. There's a Death Sentence on the Tree Hugger. Bullet Time is going to finish him off. Auto Parts tanking tower, but a Lantern gets him to safety. Another hook down on to a set of numbers. Here comes the box. It really just traps him in there. He runs into it. He'll die, but Piplup just going to go ahead and finish it off. Cowshake still healthy, but you see Bisexual Line. I don't think Bisexual Line has left top lane.
I don't even know if he's. You mean the whole game, right?
I really think he's only shown up for the Baron, and that's about it. The rest of this game, he has been perfectly content to just walk forward. You see, he's only been involved in 4 of the 21 kills, 2 kills and 2 assists, but he has just constantly been a thorn in Red Team's side. So it is going to be an inhibitor. That's the second of the game. As you see, the other 4 members of Blue side, they're going to try to make this a perfect sweep. This tower is going to fly down. Hook down onto Borbgol. He's going to body slam away. Open inhibitor as you see the minions crashing elsewhere. Here we go. This could be the fight that really just decides it, but I don't think there's much of a question to ask here. Here comes Berserking Go. Borbgol will find the body slam. Minions all over the place. It's really hard to focus, but what you can see is they are on these Nexus towers. 1 tower is going to fall. 2 towers are going to fall here shortly. Borbgol, he will just be a bonus, as they'll finally jump onto the Nexus here and pick up a resounding 25.5-minute victory here in the first round of this round robin.
Very well played to Team Avocado. Very clean gameplay. And I'll show the stats here. And then we might need to hop in, if possible, might need to hop into the other game. Although it looks like the... Oh no, the other game is still going on. Here are the stats for those of you that are wondering. And then we'll look at the damage charts in a bit. But yeah, I definitely think the MVP... I don't know. Who do you think was the MVP this game?
I mean, I think I would give it to Bisexual Lion just for virtue of him not being at any point caught out at all. Like, I know split pushing, and listen, as a mid laner and as somebody who plays mages, split pushing is the bane of my existence. I don't think it's a strategy that really should be encouraged by Riot just because it is very uninteractive. But I'll be the first one to also say that it is a valued strategy. And, Bisexual Lion did it to a T there. He was a thorn. He didn't have to get involved in very many fights. And that allowed, he was drawing constant pressure all game long. If not just 1, but 2 members, sometimes even 3 members of blue side, or should I say red side in this case. And so when you can drag so much pressure the other way, that opens up the rest of the map for the squad. Berserking Goat, Ladsy, Auto Parts, Piplup. They were able to secure all 4 dragons within 20 minutes or so, about 22 minutes, I believe, was when they picked up that 4th and final dragon. But then also kind of go into that 4-1 split, where they're also pushing bottom side as well. So it was just a very coordinated game of League of Legends. And you can see here the levels as well. 16, 14, 15, 14, 13. And then you have 11, 14, 10, 14, 11 over on the other side. They just did a very good job of snowballing their early leads and picking up a resounding win here.
Yes, sir. They just snowballed it perfectly. I mean, there's no other way to go about it. And in the next game, anything that you have to say before we move on to potentially the next game? Let me see if I can even spectate. Otherwise, we can talk. I can. Ooh. Ooh, LaRue. We can move on to the next game if you want. Anything else you have to say before we go to the next game?
Not on this one, so we'll just go ahead here and
Yeah.
catch the end of game number 2.
Yeah, let's see if you can. That's strange. There's a spectator delay, even though they're 20 minutes in game. Hmm.
Yes.
Is that
All
normal?
spectates. Yes, all
What?
spectates. As somebody who frequently spectates to practice and the whatnot, or just to see what people are doing these days, no matter when you join a game, you are going to have a 3-minute spectator delay. It does prevent people from joining a game late because, the later a game, like obviously if you get to join in at 20 minutes, there still might be 10, 15 minutes left in a league game. So they don't want people joining their friends' games, getting into call and saying, hey, actually, I'm live with you. I've got your Overwatch. I can tell you where the enemy team is
True.
and all of that. So, yep, spectator delay no matter when you try to join.
Well, I tried to join and then it said, oops, something went wrong. I needed to relog, so there might be a few minutes. My apologies. Didn't realize there was a spectator delay. They must have changed that because I swear you could join it. It just sets you back 3 minutes anyways, instantly. But I guess I'm mistaken. Trying to get in there as soon as possible. So I believe, do you have, probably don't have any of these people added. Let's see if you can actually spectate my, whenever I spectate them. Let me know, LaRue, because if that doesn't work, then I could always stream on Discord as well. Then that could be the workaround. Now, I don't know if you can join for the spectator delay, LaRue.
Not at the moment, no.
Well, regardless of whether we are watching the end of this game or not, let's talk about real quick about who these people are. So we'll go back to the solo SR teams. This is Team Cherry, Jay, Zero Zen, Potato Sack, Zeri Cruz, and Savior versus Team Dragon, Quef versus and Zyrus, and I'm Anxious, and 8-Bit Upgrade, and Zuzema. So these two are facing it off. They're probably about 25 minutes in the game. Can you see that by any chance, LaRue? Can you see how far they are?
No, because again, I don't have anybody added
And you
on
can't
this
spectate
enemy
through
team,
me?
so it says you are still in champ select. So I'm not able to get into game here, so still waiting here.
Well, I am live on Discord now, just in case we have that as a backup. I'm currently in the spectator delay. But we shall see. Again, though, just as a reminder, in case you're joining this for the first time, all of these teams have never played together before. All of these teammates. These are all fresh new players. And the people that usually play on a team together are purposely separated. In this event, in this match that we're about to watch, the only people that I think don't really know or aren't on the same team as they usually are is Potato Sack versus Zuzema. So I'm loading in here. Let me know if you can still see the Discord stream, LaRue, please. Because this might be the only solution.
Well, here at the moment, I don't think I'll be able to here. I can't see the Discord stream at least, so.
You can't. Let me try restreaming because I bet it shut
Oh,
down.
I tell you what, I actually am now able to join and spectate here, so don't need the Discord stream. I'll be in just a moment, but.
Okay. Well, let me know so we can align the time. Because I don't know how it works joining in the middle of the game. This is the first time I think we've ever joined in the middle of a game before, if I recall. But I'll talk about the game state as you're loading in. So we have Team Cherry. Hey, perfect. They're the red team, just like the Cherries. So Team Cherry has 2 dragons versus the 1. They have a almost dead even gold lead. Wow, this is a very close game. And then you have Baron up. It seems like both teams are trying to posture for that. Score-wise, let me rearrange some stuff. Doesn't look like anything too crazy besides the Hawaii. I am Anxious playing crazily well. 7-0-1 against the Vex. Doing well so far. Amumu is jungle. Nautilus is support. Then Zhao top. That's interesting. I haven't seen a Xin top in ages. And let me know whenever you're in, LaRue. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking like you're not. Feel free to interrupt me. This is Jay. Gets spotted out by Quef. Quef goes in, procs the Eclipse, knocks up Jay. Jay is oranges to get some of the damage reduced. Has red buff. They both have red buff, actually. Oh, I think Quef knocked down the barrel. Jay flashes out. As we're not going to watch that fight anymore. 8-bit upgrade going on Savior. Hook misses based off of Zuzema, but he does have the ultimate, and Savior goes down as the TB comes out for Xin, trying to teleport to this fight. Vex ult misses. 8-bit upgrade uses barrier and ult, and he's still going to survive. Maybe he does not. Amumu ult comes out. Xin follows out on the backline of Potato Sack. And then you have Zeri Cruz all on his lonesome, another TP coming in from Jay, but this might be death for him. It might be a death sentence, and they don't even have Thresh. Jay gets killed, a double kill over to Xin Zhao. And they're going to go take the dragon completely for free after that one team fight. Any luck, LaRue? LaRue, am I having Discord issues? I don't hear you, LaRue.
No, I am back here and I am loaded in. So
Okay.
I'm at 23 minutes here at the moment. So let me go ahead and realign with you here.
I'm 23, 28, 23, 29, 23, 30, 23, 31.
Got to move up here a little bit. So. All right. 23, 36, 39, 40, 41.
I think I'm like
42.
I'm going to pause for just like a split second. Okay, mine's 48, 49, 50. Yep. We're good?
We're good here. So.
All right. So in case you missed it, LaRue, I'll catch you up. So the Team Blue side, which is Team Dragon, won a big team fight and also secured their second Drake, so 2 Mountain Drakes so far. Quite tanky. And we also have Mountain Transformation, obviously. Besides that, nothing really else to report, just besides that one fight. Everything else, you're kind of caught up to me. Huawei's doing incredibly well, as you can all tell. 8-0-3. I don't know if I've ever seen Anxious play Huawei as 8-bit upgrade. I'm going to get caught out here.
Yeah, and right now, obviously, in a game that is tied like this, it's very important that you're able to take him down. A shutdown, well, not maybe tied here. It is about 2k gold, but if you're able to get onto this Hui and actually take him out, that would be huge in the grand scheme of things. So we'll see if they're able to get it done here as a stun comes down onto 8-bit upgrade. Actually, a little bit over aggressive on that maneuver. As Curse of the Sad Mummy going to find 2, but here comes Zero Zen RL going to jump onto this, and Mumu finishes off the kill with the help of Zeri Cruz. As you see here, Smolder's stacked up. He's got above 225, so he is going to be able to start executing enemies here if we get 5-on-5 team fights. So this one maybe not as over as maybe the score would suggest, although the Dragons are pretty even. I guess the only thing that's really separating these two teams is that 8-0 way and maybe 1k of gold here. So we've got ourselves a real barn burner. We've got ourselves a Baron being started up by red side. Spectator client actually can keep us on this one-on-one, as it actually is going to be the Xin Zhao winning this one out. Red side, this Baron, if they play it to completion, this might be a 50-50 play here. Yeah, Bear is still hacking away here, but you see the Hui damage coming down onto Zuzema. Excuse me, how about not Zuzema, rather? Actually lost all over the place here, but red side is going to pick up a couple kills. This Baron is actually not going to be killed. Red side's actually just going to swoop in and pick up pretty much everybody else except for I Am Anxious. So not the best Baron call in the world there, as red side's able to get a little back there.
Yeah, the gold difference isn't that substantial, but again, I don't know the mathematical how to factor in the gold value of a Smolder execute. I'd say it's pretty darn high, though. But overall, gold is still fairly even, and again, no Baron. So we still got a really good game going on so far here.
Yeah, this one certainly could go the distance. As we take a look here, 4 towers, even both sides. Dragons, they're still even. Got a dragon coming up here in a minute 35. It is our 3rd Mountain Drake of the game. Of course, looking at the Dragons, I know we didn't see much of this game. In fact, we didn't see the first 21 minutes or so. You've got 2 Dragons, and the first 2 were taken by red side. But the first Mountain Drake and the second were both taken by blue. So you can see blue has done a much better job of controlling the Drakes since then. They'll try to make it 4 Mountain Drakes in a row. And, you know, that's a lot of beef for your beefy members here, as that gives you +5. So at right now, plus 10% armor and magic resistance on champions like Amumu, like champions like Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao definitely likes that, as he's going to build some damage to go along with that armor and magic resist. So he's going to be tanky and do some damage too. And even like Hui, Kai'Sa, they might not be beef. They might not build any kind of resistances, but, you know, you still have base numbers. And it certainly helps to get a little bit of an increase there as well. So we'll see. Again, it's in about 30 seconds or so, but right now we've kind of reached a lull in the action as as our two teams try to set up maybe one for Baron or maybe for that dragon. You see red side, they're starting to move in force. They've got all 5 members here on this top side jungle.
Yeah, blue team notices it though, so they're not going to stay around the dragon because they're scared that they're going to do the Baron. Let's see. Good damage onto the Sona. Wow, that Sona's squishy. Although the Hawaii's incredibly fed too. 8-bit upgrade splitting the bottom lane, so going to get some nice tower gold from the second tower.
Yeah, red side really has to decide on something here. They have to do something one way or another. Curse of the Sad Mummy is going to find 3 here. Here comes the Xin Zhao from the flank. Jay is down. You see this older executes. You can see the health bars dropping here, and I think blue side, they might not actually get the better of this after all. They're going to try to jump onto I Am Anxious. It's an extra 700 gold if they can get on top of him. Zuzema, he is on the wrong side of the jungle here. Here comes Zero Zen. He is going to eventually pick up the kill. He's on a rampage, but this fight is taking so long. Look at 8-bit upgrade. He is onto the inhibitor now. He's going to be able to secure before he backs off. And it's, well, you know, you find a few kills if you are red, but you gave Kaisa a long time there to push. She's got 2 attack speed items. She's got a little bit of attack damage from that Kraken Slayer, from that Ginsu's. She can still melt towers despite her struggles. Ooh, I'm anxious! And the shutdown goes to the Sona.
Not ideal, not ideal. It's still pretty good to get the
ideal.
shutdown.
It's a lot of gold, yes, and you can see it actually helps them get into a gold lead here. But man, that Smolder execute, it was so close to going off there. I don't know if I necessarily like. I don't know. Yeah. It's okay. Smolder still has a lot of gold. He's been allowed to stack 12k gold. So this Smolder, lots stronger than the one we just saw in the previous game.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. If Sona's fed, she's feeding everyone else with all of her shields, if you want to be positive about it. We don't talk about the other side.
It does allow her to go back and get a Mikhail's Blessing, so
that's pretty clutch.
She's going to be able to help. Now, given... I'm looking here at what you can actually cleanse away. You can cleanse away. You can't cleanse away a knockup, obviously. So Xin Zhao CC is a little bit tricky. Now, obviously, Amumu, that's where you're going to find most of it. Although you run the risk of using it too early. If you use it on the bandage toss, there's not a lot of time to get away. To use, well, before that Curse of the Sad Mummy is going to drop. So, got to be careful about that. And then obviously Nautilus can't use it on the depth charge, but you can use it on the route that sometimes follows. But here we go, another team fight. Savior, yeah, he's already gone, so not even gonna have a chance to use that Mikhail's Blessing. Kind of a moot point. Volibear tanking a lot of damage there, but he's gonna be shut down as Jay tries to get on top of 8-bit upgrade. You see Zeri Cruz still very healthy, but here comes Xin Zhao. There comes the fear, and it's a triple for Quefuco. And that's just a sweep here for blue. They find a 4-4-0. And now they're going to jump on the Baron with only Potato Sack potentially to try to stop him here. But you can see where he's standing. You can see him starting up that recall. Nothing he can do. It's in a Baron for blue side.
He's going to try and stop it, looks like, but Potato Sack needs to deal with the bottom wave. 2 super minions from the inhibitor that 8-bit upgrade was split pushing earlier in that lost team fight is now coming into fruition. And now they have the Baron buff, so they're going to get the mid lane tower, most likely here. Oh man, this is just big gold swing for in favor of Team Dragon.
Yeah, they were finally able to take down the Hui, but it really wasn't in a spot that gave them much of an advantage. And also, red team, they've been a little bit indecisive here over these last 10 minutes or so. Hovering around the Baron, allowing Kaisa to take a tower and an inhibitor. He saw the Vex there, and the Vex kind of just started the recall, then said, no, I want to steal Baron. And then said, no, I actually want to recall here because I have to answer those minions. Indecisiveness will kill you, especially in games like this that could swing either way. As you see, just like that, we went from maybe being as even as we've been since we joined in to, well, now blue side's definitely on the front foot moving forward.
Yeah, and I think that so far it's definitely a comp that's easier, that's being piloted, that is in the lead right now by Dragon. I mean, you just have the Amumu ult. Once Amumu goes in, you know, okay, we're fighting. Once Nautilus goes in, you know, okay, we're fighting. I think just a combination of that, I think that might be why the Cherry's a little more hesitant, because they don't really have that go button that everyone kind of agrees with. Set may be a good Vex ult, but we have yet to see that so far in the little that we have spectated. As the Kaisa is probably getting very fed, and then you have the Hui, who's very close. I don't know his gold, because I unfortunately can't see, as there is a pick here potentially.
Yeah, Quefduko actually found out in the red side jungle, although he's got lots of survivability and has that plus 10 armor and magic resistance from the dragons. He's no match for a Smolder that is admittedly very, very, very fed. So, gonna get that kill on over there. And, yeah, I mean, red team's not going down without a fight,
True.
per se. They've been indecisive, but when push comes to shove, when they're forced into decisions, they've been able to hold their own. But just need to find a couple of things to go their way and give them time. You see here, they've actually pushed all the way to 2 inhibitor towers. Hook coming down onto Savior. Zuzema, here comes Potato Sack. He's onto the back line here. He's going to be CC'd up, but he takes the wave very low. Potato Sack is going to be rooted now. Hook comes down from Zuzema. Potato Sack becomes the first casualty of this most recent fight. But Zeri Cruz has some time to free fire here. They're going to get down. This is going to be a 4-for-1 with the addition of Quethuko, who died obviously before the fight even started. And that's just what I was talking about, TK. Red side finds something to go their way, and they're going to be able to push here as those death timers, they are 40 seconds.
Yeah, you can never underestimate a Smolder late game, that's for sure. But Hawaii does have the Rabadons completed, assuming that red team doesn't end here. Dragons might have a chance with the Hawaii damage now with that Rabadons plus an Amumu ult. Ooh, that might actually not be up for this next fight. We'll see if they decide to try and go for the end or back off and get the dragon. And it looks like they will get the dragon. And if they secure it, that will be Mountain Soul for Team Cherries.
Yeah, and this is going to tremendously help your Volibear. You know, we were talking about the Volibear build in the first game with the Rod of Ages, then translating into kind of a split-pushing build. This is a Volibear that wants to team fight. You got the Spirit Visage, you've got the Force of Nature, you've got the Iceborne, you've got the Spear of Sojin. This is a Volibear that wants to help the team. Now, obviously, split-pushing helps in a different way, but wants to help directly, I guess, is the right term here. So, 0 Zen, 10-5-5. Very strong. Goes nicely along with this Smolder. It's kind of a two-player effort here right now. Although, got to give credit to Potato Sack. He was able to jump onto the way in that last team fight and take him down low, kind of force him to back off here. So, red team playing very well in that last fight, and it buys him a whole lot of breathing room.
Yeah, and a nice clutch Zonios by Potato Sack as well, or actually, I should say Arm Guard. He won't have that for next fight, though, it looks like. He needs to get some gold and try and complete that item in order to keep the engages, because he's pretty much their best engage on their team, especially if he can get on the back line. So we'll see if Potato Sack will be able to get enough gold for that Zonius.
Yeah, I mean, Potato Sack is a full 2 items behind I Am Anxious right now. So basically, as far as damage is concerned, he really just brings the fear to the table. And it's a good fear. As you can see there, actually able to find it onto Quefduko. We'll see if he tries to move forward onto I Am Anxious. Landed it again. Here he goes, making it double. Potato Sack's starting to get back into this game a little bit here. And so they'll have the reset. I don't think he's going to be able to find it once more. I think the rest of the team is going to be able to back off. But yeah, Potato Sack, that's a big 2 kills for him here. He's sitting on 1,600 gold. I believe that is enough to finish off the Zonyas.
Yeah, I think you're right. I know it's 1250 for the needlessly large rod, that component, and I think it's, I want to say 400 after you buy the rod, but we'll see. They're going to push out no matter what, it seems. Potato Sack does have TP. He could TP back if he wanted to.
Push comes on to this inhibitor tower here. Remember, 1 inhibitor currently down, so those super empowered minions pushing in the mid lane. That's going to be a 2nd inhibitor now. And man, blue team really looked like things were going well for them there. But man, that's just that one fight. A fight, I believe, started by blue side. I believe it started with a Zuzema hook onto Savior.
Ooh. Oh, the shield! Oh, I think
sucks.
the Mountain Soul shields prevented that from them recalling, or allowed them to recall. Because I believe if you're shielded and you get auto-attacked or damaged, it doesn't actually cancel the recall unless you damage their health. So I think literally the soul saved them as they start up Baron.
I'm more looking at the flash forward from Xeris. Of course, Amumu, you like having that flash just for repurposing positions. But yeah, Baron is getting low.
Wow.
Baron's just going to be taken here. Are they going to engage or disengage? They're going to go for the fight here. They're going to find Curse of Sad Mummy onto 2. But here comes Potato Sack from the side. Immediately going to blow up this Kaisa. The health bars are dropping. Somebody's got to give here. Zeri Cruz just trying to get away from the Xin Zhao. He will. He's got two beefy boys in front. That being, of course, Savior, who's not really that beefy, but doing a lot there to keep himself alive. The shields, the healing, it's a different kind of beefy. And it's going to be another win here after the Baron. Only one member of Blue Side actually going to get to keep that buff, that being the Hui.
Yeah, but out of all of them, that's the person you want. He has good wave clear. He still has the Baron buff. We'll be able to see if he will hold this down. Zero Zen does not have ult, so he won't be able to shut down the towers.
Will he be able to wave clear when you have a Volibear breathing down your neck? I don't think so. It's going to be an open Nexus, and it's going to be a red team win here. They're going to jump onto. They're actually just going to take down I'm Anxious for good measure. Yeah, one more execute, and this one's over. 38 and 20 seconds. Red side swings it back their way to take a victory.
Wow, that was a very fun game to watch the end of. I'm glad we were able to see that. But now let's update the bracket. Let's discuss what... Well, first off, let me slow down a bit. Sorry, the host took over me, not the caster. LaRue, what are your thoughts on that game? Any last thoughts? Anything you want to shout out? Anything that impressed you, that confused you? What's on your mind?
No, I mean, and we only watched a certain amount of time in that game, so you really can't talk to what the early game was like. You don't know who was really leading who. You can only really use the context clues there. But, that's just late game Smolder, and that's just the power of a Smolder who's allowed to kind of free fire there. The Red side was doing a much better job of getting onto the carries there at the end. That Hui, when we joined, was 8-0. Finished 4-4 in this game, wasn't really able to impact those late game team fights as much as I'm sure he wanted to. So in the end, it's a good turnaround win here for Red side to take a win here in round one.
Yes, sir. Then let's update the bracket now. All these lovely advertisements, nothing I enjoy more. So that was Team Cherry taking the victory. And then round 2, we have Banana versus Dragon. Oh, it doesn't tell you. Oh, it tells the stats down here, maybe. We have next in round 2, we have Banana versus Dragon and Cherry versus Avocado. Cherry. Oh, both teams are even. All right, LaRue, do you want to watch? This sounds so insulting, but do you want to watch the people that are undefeated or the defeated people next round first?
Let's go ahead and watch the undefeated people here. We got to go with the ones that are 1-0.
Okay, so we'll go with Cherry versus Avocado. But first, again, I'm the host of the tournament, so I kind of need to set up games. I'll set up Banana versus Dragon. And then we will watch Avocado versus Cherry for this tournament, or this event. Don't want to do Howling Abyss tournament draft, although that would be kind of funny to throw a plot twist like that. Oh, Borb goal. Maybe you've already set up the game. He did. Okay, now I need to invite Dragon. And I'll invite... Oh, we're not spectating this game. Interesting comment that Anxious has. We'll set that up. I'll say, you may start when ready. I'll say, both teams are ready. Who's missing here? Zyrus? Okay, I assume they can figure Zyrus out. We'll keep an eye on that. I'll set up the next custom game. I'll invite you first, LaRue, so we can guarantee you have a spectator spot. And again, this match will be Avocado versus Cherry. Just escaped my mind for a minute. Can't invite that way. Okay, so sidewise, we're going through the same sides. Hopefully they know that. In case anyone's listening, I will make sure to update the people. But if you're tied with your opponent, you're just keeping whatever role you have. So Banana will be Team 1, Dragon will be Team 2, since they're tied in wins and losses. Since Cherry and Avocado are tied, Cherry will be Team 1, and Avocado will be Team 2. So Cherry is on the correct side. Or sorry, Avocado's on the correct side. And then I need to invite Cherry on over. I'm going to update Banana. Update Dragon. Who would probably be the best communicator here? I'll just send Zuzema. Hopefully he knows. I don't know if he's the best. Now, Team Cherry might want a quick break. We don't know what their mental is like. It was probably a pretty intense game. I'm sure they're a little tired. Probably want to grab a snack or something. We are. Perfect. Bioth. Classic. Okay, so let's talk about this matchup. So these are the two undefeated teams. We have Cherry versus Avocado. Again, Bisexual Lion, Berserking Goat, Ladzy, Auto Parts, Piplup versus J Coons, Zero Zen, Potato Sack, Zeri Cruz, and Savior. Now, the only thing that's kind of interesting about this matchup is Bisexual Lion and Jay know each other. And then you have Ladzy and Potato Sack are actually friends. I don't know if they're IRL friends or just online friends, but they both know each other. They both play on Team I'm Down for That, so that will be kind of fun to see. And Savior and also Berserking Goat know each other. They're friends. They've never played in a team in this tournament before, but they know each other. They have played games before, so that will be kind of fun to see the rivalries cooking up here. Are you blue? Zero Zen, you are Team Cherry. You are Team 1, which should be blue side. Yes. Okay, let me see if the other people are in game. They're not. I do not know the delay. Also scared to check the team chats because that might leak something. Like what they're picking or whatnot, so I'm going to be cautious. Give a thumbs up. I don't know if they're waiting on my call. I need to be a lot more cautious. Thankfully, that was a nice one, but before I swear, I have witnesses to this. There was someone named League and Weed or something like that that joined this lobby because it was open, typed I believe it was a slur. I don't know what it said because it's censored, and then immediately left. So that's why you need to be cautious these days. That's why I'm very cautious opening DMs and whatnot. Speaking of DMs, I probably should check that. Hopefully it's not too important, but I'll open up on my second monitor. What's this gonna say? That. Oh, why did he give me the finger? Rude. Unbelievable. Just FYI, our game had to be remade, so I made a new lobby, but we are starting now. That was a long time ago. That's why it was delayed for so long. Gotcha. Okay, well, thanks for the update, Zero Zen. Sorry for not seeing that, but I'm glad you guys figured it out without me. Okay. Um. I kind of want to hop in Discord. Banned from tourney, yeah, for sure. I think the delay. Who do I contact? Zyrus is talkative in chat. What do I ask him? I'll just say Riyadh. Riyadh. Stand by. Oh, you saw my messy desktop there for background. I bet you guys like that. Why is this up? I want the Discord. Casting booth. I guess I don't need to stream anymore. He's deciding which one's going to be less racist. Tough call. Kidding, of course. That's one thing I will say. I don't think I've ever had a moment where someone reported someone being racist or sexist or homophobic. Just straight up toxic. That's good. Hopefully we maintain that. Didn't Gary get banned? No, I never banned Gary. Why'd you got to bring that up? Now, Gary just said something toxic, but it wasn't anything directed towards someone specifically. But Gary hasn't actually. Yeah, Gary, I don't think has played in a while. Oh shoot, are they not ready yet? Okay. Well, anyone that's listening, you may start when both teams are ready, because I can't monitor that. I'll just say that. I'm not sure if Zyrus is even the host, but hopefully Zyrus relays the message to everyone else. Why does it say my name whenever I search Creamy Pie? Why can't I block him? I'm angry. All right, let's talk about the draft, though. So again, this is the undefeated team so far. This is Cherry versus Avocado. We have Cherry on team 1. Jay, Potato Sack, Zero Zen RL, Zeri Cruz, and Savior versus. Oh, let's see if I can do this by memory. It's J zeros. No, I just read that. It's Bisexual Lion, Berserking Goat. Why don't I remember this? It's Piplup, bot lane, auto parts support, or Piplup support, auto parts, AD carry, and then their mid lane is Ladsy. That's right. Oh, it says right here. I could have just looked, but that's cheating. You don't play anymore? Oh, you guys are having conversation chat. Sweet. We in. Good luck. Happen. Perfect. Okay, draft. So let's talk about the Yorick ban. That is geared towards Jay. He's reached Masters with Yorick. He's a great split pusher, great player. And then we have the Smolder ban. I think Smolder is just popular in this tournament, it appears. Smolder appearing twice in both games, so 100% pick rate. So Smolder banned. Zeri Cruz will not be playing that. And Zeri gets banned, I assume, against Zeri Cruz. I mean, who else would it be? And then you have the first bans for Team Cherry. You have Vi, Jinx, Rengar. Rengar is against Bisexual Lion. He plays a lot of Rengar. Before they reworked the mastery system, over 2 million mastery points. Jinx probably just a comfort prick for auto parts. Not sure, to be honest. And Berserking Goat played Vi in the last game, so I'm sure they probably didn't want to have to deal with the strong pick that Vi is. The first two picks for Cherry is Pike Lilia, so that will be Pike support piloted by Piplup. He seems. Sorry, I'm mixing up the teams here. That will be piloted by Savior. Okay, I see. And Lilia jungle, I would assume, could be Lilia top. And top lane, we have another comfort pick by Bisexual Line, locking in the Ornn, and Piplup going Thresh this time. Played very well that last Thresh game that we watched, the very first one we spectated. So that'll be fun to see him pilot that again, as Galio is locked in for what I can only assume is mid lane. Pretty good combination. I like the Pike Galio. You can go invis, then you can dash in, and then you can follow up with a Galio. I think Galio is a really good pick here. I think also top lane can really round out a good team fighting comp for Galio. And LaRue, do you happen to be here by any chance, or am I still rocking solo?
Yeah, I am very much here. I was just letting you ride it out here. So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and take it over from here, or I'll at least help you out from here, as we are in the first round picks. And of course, actually, just finishing up with the first round, of course. We're going to go ahead and head on ban 2 more each side. Looks like we're looking for at least an ADC over for both our sides, actually. Red side, they are going to be looking for a jungler, most likely, as well. And, well, blue, how about samesies? Nope, they're not going to be looking for a jungler, potentially, assuming that Lilia goes jungle. They're going to be looking for a maybe top, maybe mid, depending on where that Galio goes, most likely. Going to be looking for a top, but we are going to see a lot of ADC bans here. Actually, we've seen 4 of them now. Make that 5 with the Kai'Sa taken away. Zeri, Smolder, Jhin, Kai'Sa, Jinx, Misfortune. So actually, how about 6 of them banned away here? We're really going to have to scrape kind of the bottom of the barrel. Obviously, when you name yourself Zeri Cruz, you're kind of just cruising for a Zeri ban.
Nice.
And, well, Smolder, we've seen Smolder has been a fantastic champ. In fact, well, one of these teams did use it to great effect. We did see the Smolder on the other side. In the first game we saw today, that Smolder didn't really get where it needed to go, but Smolder is still worth a ban. Smolder is strong right now. Xayah will be the pickup here, as it was left open by the Viego band. So going to be a Zaya and Thresh bot lane. Those two champions do synergize pretty well. Obviously, the hook sets up the feathers very well. It does allow you quite a bit of time to get your 3 feathers that you need for the follow-up route. And it looks like it's going to be Brand picked up here. Brand, of course, been nerfed over and over and over and over again. But the problem with Brand is just that he is hilariously consistent. Could be Brand jungle, could be Brand top, could be Brand mid. We will certainly have to see. Also could be Brand support, but that Pyke, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Pyke is definitely not a champion that can go anywhere else these days. Nasus is the pick. So I think that might actually be Brand APC. That's a team with a lot of AP.
Interesting.
And no ADC. So definitely something interesting here for this second round.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. How would you pilot this comp? I guess you could play around Nasus and Pyke and then follow up with Galio ult.
You're
But
not lacking. You're not lacking AD. I should add. I mean,
yeah.
Pyke. Pyke is going to build damage items. Pyke just isn't a high damage champion. The execute can maybe kind of confuse people a little bit and make them believe that that is the case. But other than the execute, he's not going to be doing a terrible amount of damage. So, Ornn, Volibear, Thresh, I'm going to expect lots of magic resist rush this game. And I mean, we saw what blue team can do in that first game. They were able to turn around and pick up what was a nice statement win. But this comp, if you see it in solo queue, somebody's flaming somebody here. So I'm not a big fan, but obviously I've learned a lot over my 5, 6, 7 years of casting League to know to just let it ride. We'll see what happens here. I've seen crazier things work. I think, no, Zero Zen is the jungler, so it will be Galio mid and Lilia jungle, so they're just in the wrong positions there. Or maybe not. Maybe we could see Lilia mid. I'm a Lilia mid purveyor as well here, TK, so it's very good into melee picks. In fact, Sylas would be one that I would make that pick into. I'm a little less of a believer in Galio jungle, though. So.
Yeah. Well, we know for sure it's Lilia because Zero Zen is the jungle and Potato Sack's the mid laner, so everything that you think it is, minus the Brand APC, which was very unexpected. That will be the 80 carry, quote unquote, for them. And it was thing that we haven't talked about is Sylas and the ultimates. So all of the ultimates that they rounded out their composition, I think Brand ultimate is strong, but keep in mind with Sylas ult, you don't get the big area effect, the circle damage from Brand's passive because it's a Brand ult, not Brand ult plus passive. And then they rounded up with Nasus, and I think Nasus ult is fine on Sylas, but I must say I don't really know if I like the Sylas pick here ultimate wise, with the exception of the Pyke ult. Sylas can definitely utilize Pyke ult properly, but I mean we'll see. I just think without Pyke ult, Sylas doesn't have a lot of ults to play around.
Yeah, Sylas is still a champion that can go without his ult because, he's got lots of good damage there between his first 3 abilities. I think he's probably going to be most likely targeting that Brand ult. It's just the most probably useful. Nasus, like you said, it's all right, especially if the Sylas goes off tank. I know ARAM's ARAM, but I personally like the Rod of Ages into the, especially into this comp. I would love to see a magic resist item second, because that Rod of Ages will make you extremely tanky. It'll give you even more healing than the healing on your W. And then maybe even a Spirit Visage, you become really, really hard to stop. So if that's the build he's going for, the Nasus ult, that's definitely one that he would consider taking. But the Pyke executes, execute. I think that works just like normal Pyke ult. I don't really actually know. But Lilia ult, it's kind of trolling to maybe take. Just because Sylas isn't really somebody I think who can get onto 3-4 targets to make it worthwhile. Now, if he's in a one-on-one, sure, the sleep will definitely help, but there's nothing really stand out here. I think everything is perfectly fine. And so we'll go ahead and load it on up here.
Yeah, and another thing about the Lilia ult, because someone was asking, just to clarify, I believe how Lilia ult works on Sylas is if Lilia damages with any of her abilities, she can then sleep the person that she hit. I think it works the same way with Silas. However, Silas doesn't have nearly as much area of effect damage as someone like Lilia. As we are loaded up here, I will need to sync with you, LaRue.
I'll go ahead and stop here at 5 again.
Oh, why don't you stop at 10, because that's where I stopped.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm ready to go. So,
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, okay, 12 seconds, 13, 14, 15.
yep,
Okay.
good enough there. So let's go ahead and get in here, TK. You see,
Mm.
Ladsy. GL to all cuties who play mid lane, speaking personally to me and only me. How very nice of him.
Yeah, I can't believe Ladsley shouts you out like that.
I can't believe Ladsy would be oh so nice to me.
Oh,
So let's go ahead and get in here. Of
he
course,
knows
he
that
is
you're
playing.
GQ's 37th sexiest man alive.
Allegedly, could be higher than that. You guys wouldn't know. So we see here another 5-point start for the most part. Actually, blue side kind of just gonna bunch up here at the top side entrance to that bot side jungle. So they're gonna kind of leave that tri-brush open. Fortunately for them, not gonna be punished for it. I was watching a video on invade territory today, or just kind of invades in general. That tri-brush, very popular area to invade from nowadays. And of course, it was a Bard mains video, so obviously you're talking portals and the whatnot, but that's still, it's a very dangerous bush to leave unguarded, especially because a lot of people like to go tri-brush, then come around the Krug camp, and then try to get the flank from behind. So, again, fortunately, that doesn't happen here. Again, this is a solo queue Summoner's Rift tournament, so you might not have that invade kind of like synergy, although these teams have played once together now, so they've got to at least know each other a little bit. We're just going to get a normal start here. Actually, not quite a normal start. We've got Jay dropping deep wards in the enemy jungle. So they know where Berserking Goat is going to start this one off, but Jay still has to find a way to get around Bisexual Lion, who's I don't think is going to let him get back to lane unscathed.
Yeah, interesting. So he started E first, and he went the Doran's Ring, so I doubt he's going AP. I'm sure he's just built that. Although he started E first, so I don't really know.
Yeah, and you already have so much AP.
Yeah,
I don't know about this potential AP Nasus if that is the move.
No.
And not starting Q here, level 1, means you're going to have to wait until level 2 to start stacking. We've got level 1 fighting here. Actually, level 2 fighting if you're blue side. They hit the buff first.
Ooh.
And they're going to just claim a quick first blood as Piplup was caught out trying to hit that level 2 spike himself. Just did not come. So first blood for blue side, and Zeri Cruz on that brand APC is in business.
Yeah, I think maybe the Nasus' strategy, because I haven't paid too much attention to Nasus recently as another flash goes out. As I was saying about Nasus, maybe he was trying to get the level 2 push quickly and then stack, but no, he's still kind of just trying to farm with his E. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if he goes full AP as they're trading back and forth quite a bit top lane.
Yeah, you can see Bisexual Lion just getting proc after proc of that Grasp of the Undying. So he's going to try to set up something here. Here comes Berserking Goat. It's going to be a gank. Going to miss the knockup. Berserking Goat will add a little bit of damage, though. But yeah, Jay was able to spot that one out quick enough to get back to the safety here of his own tower. But he is still in a precarious position. Very low mana, very low health. Does have biscuits, though, and still 2 health pots. But he is going to go ahead and take a back here. So see if... Nope, never mind. He changed his mind.
Ooh, junglers are going to meet each other here. Bear versus deer.
Gonna have the level 4. Ladsy, though, is gonna jump onto him here. Zero Zen trying to get away. The flash, he is burning with that red buff. Volibear is gonna get that W off in time. It's a kill here for Volibear. Potato Sack missed it over the wall. So it's gonna be a clean kill here for red side. I think just had to burn the flash for Berserking Goat.
Yeah, tough call there. It's tough to have synergy with your mid laner. And like I said at the beginning of the tournament, these people have never played together before, at least as far as I'm aware of. So you don't have as much synergy there.
Fighting to the death, Bisexual Lion with the clap is going to take Jay down here. So Bisexual Lion, remember, very important in that first round win. He gets his first kill here. Fighting at level 4. Savior, the Ignite is burning. He's going to be unseen, so he's going to get that health back, but he's going to have to run to the alcove. They drop the ward and pick up the kill. Nice try there, Savior. But Zaya also picks up a kill, too, so Auto Parts gets his first.
Yeah, I respect the aggression of both teams. Really fun early games so far. Really great that they got the kill onto the Zaya. And again, as you stated, great attempt by the Pyke to try and get away. There was no other way he could have escaped except that one option. And fortunately, it didn't work out, but it was a good attempt.
3 kills to 1 here, red side with an early advantage. It's again Bisexual Line holding a 12 CS lead. Waiting to kind of see Jay finish off this first item. I think that'll tell us a lot about where he is eventually going to go with this build. Does have the moat for the extra ability haste, but that doesn't really tell us a lot here. What we do know is that Jay is taking all kinds of damage. He's going to be taking down to about 40% of his health here.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure. Might be speaking a little too early, but it does look like Orin is going to rush Heartsteel, which I think is fantastic, into 4 melees that he'll be facing up against. So he should get that stacking early. So he's not going to be the only person top lane stacking, because Jay is also going to be stacking with his Q, of course. But he's going to rush cooldown boots for Jay, the Nasus, it seems, first. So we, again, as you stated, we're not going to see his first item for a little while. But I'd assume he's still going maybe Triforce, maybe Iceborne Gauntlet, because they could use maybe a bit more tankiness. We'll see.
Lots of things that glowing moat could build into, but right now it is just the 5 ability haste. But yeah, like you said, the Heartsteel, the Grasp of the Undying, this Ornn is going to have all kinds of health, assuming that he does stack relatively easy against 4 melee champions. So it is something worth watching out for here, as Berserking Goat is able to solo Dragon first of the game, an Ocean Dragon. We'll get a Mountain Drake here shortly, so we're guaranteed to see a new soul on the map here, despite watching those 2 first round games. Void Gloves, though, going to be traded back. Zero Zen, he's able to jump on and take those for himself.
A good call by Zero Zen, trying to respawn, trying to even out the objectives a little bit. For those of you that don't remember, health regen, 2% missing health every 5 seconds from the Ocean Drake. So that will feel really good in the early laning phase, getting that this early. Berserking Goat is posturing to maybe gank bottom here.
Sorry there, had to yawn. He is in the area. There is the lantern. There is the hook, and there he goes. Savior, just nothing you can do about that. Nicely played there by Piplup. Zeri Cruz back to the tower here, where he'll go ahead and step back up now. Gotta make sure you keep up in CS here, but nicely done there that time by Piplup to throw the lantern, hit the hook, and then Berserking Goat timing it nicely so that you could get maximum distance there right on top of Savior. And Pyke has a lot of escapability, a lot of escaping tools, but the damage was just too fast for him to do anything there.
So just as a reminder, Ladzy and Potato Sack are buddies. They know each other. They play on a team. I'm down for that. So it would be interesting to see the trades going on so far. Nothing too crazy yet. As it's just top lane, it's just constant duking. Oh, bot lane though.
Piplup, yeah, caught between Savior and Zeri Cruz here. Into the alcove he goes with the shield. They're trying to give the kill over to Zeri Cruz. It's going to take a while, those auto attacks. Yeah, just had to wait for the cooldown. He'll go ahead and apply the E, and that's enough with the Blaze to pick up the kill there. So 2 kills for Terry Cruz, or Zeri Cruz, I should say. Haha. Get it? Because Terry, Zeri, it rhymes. Yeah.
That was terrible.
He'll pick up his second kill. And I believe he has a gold lead down there. Yeah, 300 gold over his counterpart, Auto Parts.
Jay completing the boots, so he wasn't building Sheen. He was, in fact, building the Ionian boots of Lucidity. Everything else looks pretty normal, I would say, build-wise. Interesting. Sheen first on Silas. That's kind of unique, I think.
Jay just kind of continuing to get bullied there, but got to watch the NASA stacks. NASA's up to 63. So we're trying to discern. He is maxing Spirit Fire, by the way. If that might actually give you a hint into what he is doing. So with every passing second, I become more convinced this is an AP Nasus. He has to avoid the choo-choo train. Not going to do so. Bisexual Line doesn't have the knock-up yet. Berserking Goat, the flash forward to pick up the kill. Didn't want to play anything to chance there. Think Bisexual Line may have had it. But, make sure you get it before anything else. 3 kills now for this Volibear. Volibear has been kind of the MVP champion of this tournament thus far. At least in the games we've watched.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Volibear getting the kills better here because the jungler has more impact on the map early game. I mean, Ornn, you just want XP. That's your power spikes, your XP bar, so you can upgrade your own items as well as your allies. I think they're both okay with that scenario. As
5
Nasus
kills
has
to 2.
78 stacks as well. My apologies for interrupting you,
Oh,
but
there is the Sheen, by the way. So looks like it might
okay.
actually be normal Nasus after all.
Plot twist. Plot
Just a
twist.
Spirit Fire Max. And if there's a Nasus main in the chat, and I don't have
I
Twitch
do.
chat open, so maybe I'll read it someday. Somebody want to explain why you would max Spirit Fire and not Q on Nasus? I'm not a top lane guy, so I'm completely open to interpretation on that. Hook coming down onto Savior, Piplup with the flay back into the box. Auto Parts able to knock him on down. Ultimate is used by Zeri Cruz. Actually does find the follow-up W, so that's going to do lots of damage to Xayah here. You could tell they were actually hunting for him there, but yeah, just the damage coming out from Zeri Cruz there.
Yeah, these bottom lane fights are always fun to watch with two hooking champions. I love me some good hookers, and it's playing off right now. But getting back to the E-maxing on the Nasus, this is my theory. I think it's because Nasus E gives armor penetration, and he's going against a bunch of tanky people. That might be why, as he's getting caught out here again. But it seems like he'll be fine.
Yeah, it
Ladsy
looks like
is
he's
not in rotation, so I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's going to be able to walk it out as Ladsy was pushed back into his own tower, although he might still want the smoke with Zero Zen, RL, and Potato Sack still hanging out. Might just be fighting over these next Void Grubs. Remember, Zero Zen was able to take the first 3. Might want the extra pushing power that comes with taking those next 3. The taunt comes down onto Ladsy. He's going to take the Nasus ult, but he's going to be executed by Savior. Let's see if Savior can find anything more here. Gonna land the hook on the bisexual line. The follow-up stun is only gonna find 1, but he does find Berserking Goat. Here comes a sleep, but it only does find 2. But he's able to finish off bisexual line. Savior misfired on the ult there. He's lost it. Piplup still low. Drops the lantern. Gets on out of there. Berserking Goat trying to run away. Do they have the ability to still get on top? Savior, the flash hook. Got him. The auto attack is there. And that's a good fight for Blue's side. They lose. I believe they lose only 1. They pick up a couple as well, so... nicely done there here by Blue.
Yeah, that was perfect, well-executed team fighting, as I was saying in Champion Select. You got a good Lilia sleep, followed by the Galio ult, landing on all of them, and that was just perfectly well-played fight overall. Considering how far behind Jay is, they needed something to get going on the map, and that was what they needed for that. But they are getting Dragon, at least it looks like Berserking Goat is going to get Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon, Mountain Drake, it is officially up and ready to go. And it's going to be low, and it's going to be taken down here by Red. So they're going to take back-to-back Dragons here. We're going to get the Hextech portals. It's Hextech Dragons all the way down, and a little bit of attack damage and ability damage, or whatever you want to call it, for whoever is able to secure that next one here in about 5 minutes or more. So still waiting, by the way, on first tower. Of course, we're still yet to hit 14 minutes in this one. We've seen a couple plates taken out by both teams, I do believe. Seeing lots more plates in this one. Bisexual line will find 1 more for himself here. Is stacking up that heart steal. You see up to 48 stacks here. And with the grasp, has lots of health. You see without that Q max, just how little damage it does.
Yeah.
But he's going to drop the Spirit Fire. He's just going to try to get him on through. Applies the slow. Bisexual line trying to turn it around. This fight continues on. It's another clap for the Lion here. Jay going to drop another Spirit Fire, but we'll come back to that in a bit. We've got fighting down bot side. Berserking Goat is caught out here. That's a shutdown picked up here by Savior. And a little bit of extra gold, I believe, to Zero Zen. I think he is the one who picked up the cut. Piplup here, now in trouble. The Q is going to, how about the Lilia W? Finds the center. That's lots of extra damage. And now Auto Parts, he's going to have to try to make a hero play here. Hook coming out from Savior. Does he have the root? I don't think he does. Does get away from the attempted execute. But Zero Zen coming around the backside there finishes him off with the Q. So, very precarious play, but Blue, again, comes out on top.
Yeah, Team Cherry, aka the blue team, which is very confusing for me to factor in, but played that pretty well. And then you also notice that Bisexual Line does manage to kill Jay in the top lane. Jay struggling a little bit. We still don't know what he's building. I was going to say the plot twist, but then we got distracted by the game. He could be building Lich Bait with the sheet. Which would be absolutely hilarious if that's actually true. But now with the Kindle Gem, I believe he will be going Triforce.
It's going to be Triforce, but this Nasus has been put pretty far behind.
Yeah.
123 stacks, which Nasus main in the chat. I know there's probably at least one of you. Let me know if that's good or not. But 0-4, still yet to finish his first item, and every time he fights Bisexual Lion, he's picking up another dose of Heartsteel, and also Grasp as well. So Bisexual Lion, health bar check, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to check it after this team
He's
fight.
up to 3.3k.
Jeez.
So Bisexual Lion is very, very big here. But here comes a fight. Blue team has been able to win the skirmishes elsewhere on the map. That's a nice two-man sleep. Allows them to line up the W for big damage. It's a double kill for Zero Zen.
Yeah, that again, Lilia's gameplay has been top tier so far by Zero Zen. Followed up with the Galio, and I really like this Galio pick because with, I'm not trying to flame anyone, but Galio, this player, Potato Sack, is statistically the lowest elo player here. So following up perfectly so far with these games with his Vex and Galio as Lilia gets another kill and is now unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, putting him on a champion like Galio allows him to kind of just set up maybe the other members of the team. And obviously low elo players can carry. By the way, bronze, I carry games sometimes, But Galio is a good pick because it provides so much. It can do damage. It can be tanky. Obviously, you see here going with mostly a tanky build with that first rush Abyssal Mask. But it helps set up bigger plays. And then, of course, can be a support with the hero's entrance as well. So it's a good job. I think it's a good decision to put Potato Sack on the Galio. And again, we'll see if this 4 AP comp really does end up working for him. I mean, we're counting Nasus as an AP. I know if he's building Triforce and all that, he's going to do lots of physical damage too. But the Galio pick is solid. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. Stat check with Nasus, 174 stacks, as it looks like he might go down here again. Oh, good. Oh, baiting in Bisexual Line under the tower. He's out of mana.
Jay here in trouble. No mana. Yeah, I mean, Bisexual Line's going to flash forward and pick up the kill, although now he's going to have to contend with a much stronger member of the team in Zero Zen. He's going to take a tower shot here, and he's going to burn on down. Zero Zen is now dominating. By the way, Bisexual Line, I do believe, hit level 13. So he is going to be able to start upgrading items. He's already upgraded the Heartsteel. So now giving him 1275 health on top of the extra health, on top of the Grasp health. Going to get a health check as soon as he respawns here. You're not allowed to do it while they're dead, but yeah, he's got lots here. Rift Herald going to be spawned up mid lane.
Right before Dragon.
Right before Dragon, you're right. Going to give Vladzy something to think about. As it does spawn on up here. Got a 2v2 brewing here. Zeri Cruz is the stronger of the two carries at the moment. It does crash, and there's your first tower there. Picked up by Blue Side. So Blue Side has a 5k gold lead. It's, do you translate that into a win the rest of the way? Do you run the risk of maybe Red Side gathering those stats, that magic resist, and being able to kind of just negate this lead here? Have you pigeonholed yourself? Dragon is started up here by Zero Zen. Should go down here.
Oh,
so
the tower.
Gonna move here 2 towers. There should be 2 dragons to 1. Topside tower is gonna fall. Should fall down bot side here. We'll see if Zeri Cruz sticks around to take it. Nah, he's gonna back off. But this one really, despite the 4k goldie, I don't know if I'm ready to call this one truly in favor of Blue Side just because of the comp they've assembled here.
Yeah, I agree. They're also down 1 dragon as well, so that's a little bit of gold that they're missing potentially.
Looking for the engage here. Savior with the follow-up hook. Slightly to the right. We get this Baron again in 115. Don't think we're going to see here an early Baron. Just simply because I don't think either team's really in a position to do so at the moment. But it is still going to spawn here in about a minute. As Bisexual Lion again jumps onto Jay here. He's going to have a little help, though, from this 6-1 Lilia. Bisexual Lion using the ultimate here. He's going to run into the other members of the squad. Savior, he's on a rampage as he finds another execute. Yeah, Bisexual Lion now starting to run the risk maybe of being a little over-aggressive there, as he's helping Jay get back into this game, giving him lots of free time in lane to stack it up and pick up some extra CS. too. Savior still has the ultimate available. He's going to find a kill now onto Piplup. Trying now for Sladzy here, but not able to find the slow onto him. And that'll be that. Savior's will eventually... It will eventually run out of cooldown.
Yeah,
Or
I
it will
mean,
run out of its reset time, should say.
yeah, I understand why Bisexual Lion probably got in a little mindset of overextending a little bit there, because, I mean, you've been running this whole lane, why not just continue pushing? But Jay is now currently proxying farming the wave, going to get more stacks there, but the Plup is going to try and put a stop to that, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Bisexual Lion, as we know from the first game we watched him, he doesn't like to necessarily leave lane. He likes to just kind of bully his laner and just try to get as far down as possible and create pressure on that side of the map. Unfortunately, it hasn't been as effective here in this game. He's had a little bit of trouble. Zeri flashing away from the feathers here, but here comes Berserking Goat still on top of this Pike. Ultimate used by Zeri. Can use the barrier. Didn't actually have to as Ladzy missed the chains, but his support's still going to go down. It's a shutdown picked up by Auto Parts. 400 extra gold there.
Yeah, and Ladzy, I think we thought about going back in, but decides to back off. Stealing the Pike ult came in clutch there. As I stated, Silas, his best ult here is the Pike ult, as Zero Zen finds 3 of them in the bush.
Zero Zen very, very fast. He finds the 3-man sleep, has support from the rest of the team. There is the taunt on to Ladzy. Berserking Goat, lots of healing, but it's just more health for blue team to remove here. It's a double kill now for Zero Zen. 8-1. This Lilia is going hard right now. You saw just how fast he was moving around the map there. With that Cosmic Drive now, anytime he hits an ability, he's going to get a little bit of extra movement speed. And so, yeah, this is a fast deer, and now has some tankiness as he actually finished off a Frozen Heart. So it's a bit of an off-tank Lilia here.
Yeah. He also has 10 stacks on the ring, so he might build that into Magi's, which would be very risky in a tournament environment. But, I mean, he's carrying this team. He has half of their kills. He's participated in 14 out of the 16 total kills of the team. This is the Lilia show, so we're all here for it. Well, I'm really curious if he does build Magi's here, because that would be, again, like I said, risky, but might be worth it with how well he's playing, especially with that tankiness with the Frozen Heart.
22 minutes in, Baron again has spawned in, but another side really making a play for it. Next dragon is in less than a minute, so blue side could try to equalize the dragons if they're able to put themselves in a good position to do so, which right now, as of now, yes sir they are. Zero Zen again looking for it here. You see a 7-level advantage, by the way, on Piplup.
Jeez.
He's going to be executed here by Savior. That again is a jungler to a support, but Piplup has had an awful hard time staying on the map. Jay going to be bullied down here, but there's another hook coming down onto Berserking Goat. Perhaps not the priority target, but that just does allow Zeri and I believe Zero Zen to get onto Auto Parts here. Looking like a good fight here for blue as Bisexual Lion makes his grand entrance, but he's going to be bursted down here. The Rylai's, it is ticking, it is keeping him nice and slow. The movement speed difference is huge there between the Bisexual Lion and Zero Zen, and he's an easy pick in there, as they're going to go ahead and move on down to Dragon. And for the first time here, I can really say blue team definitely way out in front.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And it says Essence Reaver on Xayah. That's interesting. Sorry, I got distracted by that completely, but they're going to take the Dragon. That'll be 2x Tech Drakes. That is cooldown reduction and attack speed. You don't really need attack speed with their comp, but they will happily accept the cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction would feel amazing on Nasus, Lilia, Brand, even Pike to a certain degree. Gallia's the only one who I feel like you don't really need too much cooldown reduction to feel useful, but they'll happily take that for the rest of their comp. And it's a tough call to claw back from this one for Red Team, aka Team Avocado. They're going to have to try and wait for the Ornn items, get some gold income from there once he upgrades them, and he's currently level 14. He's upgraded the Xayah's Essence Reaver, so I'll have to wait and see as they're engaging onto Jay.
Yeah, Ladzy is going to take that Nasus ult for himself. Does miss the chain, so Jay going to be able to go ahead and do some damage. Although Jay, he's just not that strong yet. Only has the Sundered Sky, still working on the Trinity Force, I believe.
Ooh.
And so he is taken down. But while he was being the distraction, look at this. It's Baron started up by the other 4 members of blue team. They are going to be spotted out. Here is Bisexual Lion, has the Kanik Rookern, so he would be a very tough kill. Pip, auto parts now on in, but it is still a 3v4 as long as Berserking Goat and Ladsy can't join this fight. There they are. Now it's going to be a 5-on-4. Make it a 4v4 as Savior, no, makes it a 4v3 with a double kill. He's popping off here. Zero Zen is helping him set up. Ladsy is now down. Zero Zen is legendary. And the 2 tanks are all that remains. Berserking Goat, he is pulled back. Savior, I believe, still has another proc. No, he lost it. But he is still going to go ahead and stick to Berserking Goat. It's a 4 for none. And now they're going to turn back on here to this Baron. And even then, Jay, he was able to respawn during all that. So maybe instead of being a 4-man Baron buff, they're looking at a full 5-man Baron buff here with the addition of Jay.
Yeah, and he ults and tries to push out that tower, going to get the cooldown reduction on his Q because of ult's ultimate, but everyone's responding to top lane instead of Baron, so that'll definitely be Baron, and maybe even tower. We'll see here. He does get the tower.
He gets the tower. He dies. So in the end here, it is going to be a 4-man Baron buff.
Yeah.
But, you know, honestly, mission accomplished, I think, if you're Jay. You're an 0-6 Nasus, or 0-7 now. You are well, actually, no, you are ahead of Bisexual Lion. So there is that. You actually have more gold as well as Potato Sack. So something there happened. 2K, that's a lot of gold. I guess the 30 CS does make up some of that. And well, not the 6 assists because, I don't know. Gold's a tricky thing. But he has 2K more than his mid laner right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, Jay's goal now is to just kind of be a nuisance. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can do.
Push
at this
bottom,
point.
bring at least 1 or 2, stay alive for as long as you can, and allow the rest of the team to just kind of keep themselves out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did. That's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Went top, or went bot, I should say. Brought 2 members of the squad in Ladsy and Berserking Goat down to try to pick him up. They started Baron while he was down there. Then, while the rest of the team's taking Baron, after he responds, of course, he's pushing top. Yeah, does he die? But, yeah. But then he also brought 2 members of the team there as well. So, Jay doing a good job, about as good as an 0-7 Nasus could really do,
yeah.
I think. But, obviously would like to have a few kills here and there. Speaking of a few kills, Potato Sack, what a fun stat line. 0, 0, and 14. Has been in these fights, but does not die. He does not kill. He is simply there here at the moment. As Zero Zen has gotten the bulk of the kills here. 9, 1, and 11, sitting on that 700 gold shutdown. As they continue to siege here of this bot lane tier 2. Gonna take it here. Jay continues to fight Bisexual Lion up top. He's actually going to run toward mid. He's going to join the rest of the squad here as they're going to try to break into this base.
Oh, good hook.
Hook onto Piplup here, but there's no follow-up. Piplup actually did drop down the box to keep himself safe. Jay is going to do some damage to that inhibitor. Has quite a few stacks now. Remember, has been allowed to free stack for a bit. 375 is what we're looking at right now, so still maybe a little low. But enough to start really doing some damage to objectives.
Yeah, and the Lily has the Abyssal. I'm not sure if we've talked about this, but has the Abyssal Mask. So I assume they're just going to build all tankiness, but he still has that ring, so maybe he will go Magi's after all. Still has that option. But good lane pressure, and the dragon is up. This will be third Drake for whoever gets it, but I'm 90% sure that blue team, aka Team Cherry, will take it here.
Yeah, there's no way. Minions are beating down on red side's base here, so blue team's just going to be able to leisurely take this third Hextech dragon, and for a team that is, well, I said AD and AP. I'm sorry, I got things confused there. Ability haste and attack speed, but for Lilia, for Pyke, ability haste is a great stat. It's one of the best stats in the game for a reason. Because it's going to make this Lilia even more frustrating. Can just continuously run around, drop Qs, boost that movement speed. And just, yeah, I mean, literally just kind of do everything right now for blue side. She's going to drop the sleep. It is going to find, I believe, Piplup. Not much there on the sleep, but do they still win the fight here? Bisexual Line with the trade does find 2 on a Potato Sack and 0 Zen. Hook coming down from Pip Blup Blup. He'll pull Potato Sack on back. Potato Sack is going to flash on over the wall. Meanwhile, Jay and Savior, they'll pick up the first 2 kills of the fight. Savior is on a rampage. Bisexual Lion is just kind of in the middle with nowhere to go. He'll be taken down next. It's only Ladsy. He's on the wrong side here. Eventually, he's going to drop just Pip Blup Blup back. But this Thresh, he's not going to be able to do anything here with the minions beating down. He's got no wave clear, no strength, no damage, no tankiness, no nothing. The rest of the blue team's going to beat on down here and probably end this ball game here just over 30 minutes.
Yeah, well played to Team Cherry. I mean, they just steamrolled a 0 Zen show for sure this game. But I want to shout out to the Uzeri Cruz as well and the Pike quietly carrying and the 16 assists on the Galio. 0-0-16. Didn't get a single kill, a single death. Flawless game by him as well. Following up the team perfectly, as we will take a look at the stats because it almost got spoiled again. Pretty good game overall. Unfortunately, Orange didn't scale enough quickly to get the upgrades. Oh, the upgrades don't even display in the client. That's interesting. Never knew that. Today,
I mean, I'm going to be real. I'm still not a fan of the comp drafted here by Red Team. I think it's something that they got away with in this game. But you got to give them credit for playing it very well. And, you know, they ended it really before Blue Side was able to pick up much more magic resist. As I look over the blue side, not a lot of magic resist to be had. Silas never built any. I mean, the boots are the boots, but Silas never got around to anything there. I really would have liked to see the Rod of Ages come out first. He rushed that Lich Bane, and I think that really kind of lessens the impact of your Rod of Ages. Zaya obviously not building any magic resist, can forgive that. Pip Blup Blup, I believe, was working on a magic resist item, got the locket, and obviously that's 30 there, but they just weren't able to rush enough to really make the damage negligible. Red Team was able to get out in front and just continue to have more damage than what could be properly tanked. And so they were able to run him down and finish off the game. So a nicely done win there by Red Side to secure it and go 2-0 here in this round robin stage.
Yes, sir. And then that was a win for Team Cherry. And I don't know the match results of Banana versus Dragon.
Well, I can give you the insider scoop. Borbgol is typing in the results channel. So it looks like our 2 games actually ending around the exact same time here. But it is going to be a victory for Banana. And it looks like it's a 29-minute win, 30 kills to 18. It looks like a set of numbers. He was allowed to pop off 17-4 in that game. So the Lulu Cog comp, it still is effective all these years. Just let it on through and let that Kog'Maw fire away. So Banana, they will go 1-1 while Dragon becomes our first team to 0-2.
Yeah, okay. So let's I need to figure out some stuff. Let me make sure that the bracket is updated. It is updated. So round 3 we have Avocado versus Dragon or Cherry versus Banana. So we've seen Cherry play, we've seen Banana play. We haven't seen Dragon play, and this is a big deal because if Dragon this isn't updating. If Dragon beats Avocado, that will force a tie. But if Dragon is 0-3, then it doesn't matter. So I think we'll watch that. I know we've spectated Avocado for pretty much the whole tournament. But again, this is the most important match because if Avocado wins, it's done. Avocado wins the whole tournament. If they lose, though, and Dragon pulls the off of the upset, because Dragon has not won a game yet, then the tournament will go on. So we're going to watch Avocado versus Dragon, unless for some reason you disagree, LaRue.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll watch whatever you put in front of me.
All right. Let me see here. I'm going to open. There we go. That will make things easier. I will set up Cherry versus Banana first. And again, Cherry versus Banana, that will 100% decide second place. Potentially decide if there's a tiebreaker necessary. So I will create the custom for them first. Not Howling Abyss. That's the second time I've done that. Okay. So Cherry is dead even, so they're 1-1 along with. Did I not update the? Wait a minute. I think I'm actually speaking incorrectly here. It's Cherry versus Banana that I want to spectate because they're the 2-0 team. So everything I said is true. I just mixed up the teams. So this will be Avocado versus dragon. Okay, wait a minute. No. Yeah, I messed up. Oh, LaRue, I need you. I'm so scared and lonely.
Well,
I guess.
you won't have me for a little while longer because I am going to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
So here's the thing. We need to watch cherry versus banana. Let me bring up the bracket again because I messed up. My apologies because this is very important. Cherry is 2-0. I don't know why I was mixing up cherry and avocado. Cherry is 2-0. If cherry wins this, they win the whole tournament. But if banana wins this, they will be 2-1. Cherry will also be 2-1, so there will be a tiebreaker there. If avocado manages to beat dragon, then they'll also be 2-1, so there will be a three-way tie potentially. So right now we are going to actually watch cherry versus banana, and then that will decide if the tournament goes on or not. Because if cherry loses, then it 100% goes on. If cherry wins, it's 100% done. So we'll set up avocado versus dragon next. We'll get that going right now. So avocado is team 1, I believe. We'll see. This side. Okay, so avocado is not team 1. So this is a scenario where dragon gets side selection because they're losing in the current tournament, so they get side selection. I should have invited dragon first. Drag 1. We'll make sure this is all set up first. Then we'll head on over to the final game. Well, potentially final game. It would be really fun if Banana pulled off the upset. So, while we're sitting here getting things set up, and make sure while we have things getting set up here, go over this one more time. So this is avocado versus dragon. If dragon beats avocado, then these two are just done with the tournament. Dragon does not go winless. But if avocado wins, there's a potential chance. If you want avocado to win, you need to be also rooting for Team Banana. Because if Banana wins, that gives a three-way tie for 2-1. If avocado wins and Banana wins. If you're a banana fan, you just want banana to win. If you're a cherry fan, you just want cherry to win. Dragon, you're just kind of rooting for not to go completely winless. On over. They pick team 2. All right, I'll say you may start when both are ready. I'm going to set up the next game. Cherry versus banana. Very important game. Pretty much everyone except cherry fans wants banana to win. Currently. We'll invite banana first. So banana has side selection. The reason why they have side selection is because they are losing in the bracket. That's the rule I made up. So they're 1-1. Cherry is 2-0. So since they have one loss, they get side selection. What was I should pull it up. Oh, I can open this. It's just Jay saying lemons. Epic. Hopefully they're talking to one another. I haven't invited the other team because I want them to get set up first. Work on the cherry invites. Oh, I should have invited LaRue. I'm not going to worry about spelling properly anymore. Go teams. I agree, Lady Luxsteel. Hey, Aurora, LaRue says. Okay, so the other team is underway. Again, I'll pull up the bracket since this is the potential final match. Avocado needs to beat Dragon. Okay? If Avocado beats Dragon, it's 2-1. Then Avocado needs Banana to win this match. So then there's a three-way 2-1 tie. Dragon is just playing for pride at this point. If they get a win, they don't go winless. And then Cherry, if they win this, tournament's done, they're guaranteed first place. Like it was meant to be. Oh, because of the script. So yeah, I should probably talk about matchups here. So this is Cherry versus Banana. Let's talk about the script, quote unquote, that I totally did not rig. I promise. It's completely random. I even showed video proof of it being random. But Zero Zen RL, and where is he? Am I tripping? Borbgal, right. Borbgal are friends. They've played in arena tournaments together, and I think that's it. I don't think they've ever played in any other team environment thing except for arena. So they know each other, so there's some rivalry there. Creamy Pie and Jay probably know each other a little bit, and I think that's pretty much all of the rivalries, quote unquote. I think everyone doesn't really know each other too well besides those two. Selects blue side for their side selection. So they're team one, so they're all set. And they're all set. Okay. I will say you may start when both teams are ready. I am going to be right back. I will leave the stream up. If LaRue decides to hop in and start talking, he can. I need to grab a sip of water because my throat's getting a little dry. So I will be back as soon as possible. Again, I'll leave the champion select up though, just in case. What have I missed? Anything? They're in champion selects. Back. I typed you may start whenever you're ready, right? Yeah, I did. I assume they were waiting for Jay. If not. Yeah, since we have time, let's talk about the other rivalry, as Lady Luxio points out. Thank you very much. The other game that's happening off stream, that's Avocado versus Dragon. No big. Actually, that's a lie. So you have Bisexual Lion knows I Am Anxious. I don't think I Am Anxious and Bisexual Lion have ever played on a team together, but they know each other. Zyrus has actually played in an arena tournament with Bisexual Lion, and they have played together off tournament away from the competitiveness. And then Zuzema and Ladzi are also friends, I believe in real life friends. So this is also a lot of lore here, in my opinion. However, this game that we're going to spectate is more important tournament wise. So that's why we're spectating this. Again, since we're still here, I will mention it one more time in case people are just now tuning in. Avocado needs to win this game that we're not spectating. We're spectating Cherry versus Banana, but Avocado needs to beat Dragon. If Avocado beats Dragon, they're 2-1. And then if Banana beats Cherry, which is the game we're watching, Banana versus Cherry, if Banana beats Cherry, there will be a 3-way tie for being 2 wins, 1 loss. And then if Dragon wins, then Avocado is just straight up eliminated. Dragon will not be winless. If Cherry wins, the tournament's over. Cherry's 3-0, wins the whole thing. I'll ask, are both teams ready? Oh, they just said ready. Okay, I'll let them handle it then. They should know that we're good to go. On my end, hopefully. What happened to my Twitch stream? I must have closed it. There you go. I fixed it. Everything's fixed. Potato Sack throwing the R. Now waiting on Team Banana to respond. Interesting. Let's take a look at the match results because we didn't really talk too much. So this was Banana versus Dragon. This is the game that we did not have on stream. So again, it was the Lulu Cog show for sure. I have a feeling we know what might get banned here, but we shall see. And looks like the other team just kind of struggled. 8-bit upgrade kind of had a difficult matchup, I guess, with that Lulu Kogma. Not much else to say. Seems like a pretty quick game once Creamy Pie and a set of numbers got the ball rolling. Team 2 is ready. I hear LaRue humming. I don't know if he knows
Sorry,
it.
I'm reading about Valorant.
Okay.
Nobody told me that Zeri is also theoretically in Valorant, so
Oh.
I'm reading.
So are you a big Valorant guy now?
Nope. Haven't played a game yet. We'll see. We will see. I'll probably be bronze over there too. You know how it goes.
Well, I mean, it's been a while, but in the past, a lot of people have been telling me you should host a Valorant tournament, but I know nothing
we
about
will
it.
see. I was not a CS:GO guy, so naturally, I'm still kind of just getting used. I was a COD player back in the day, and I was a pretty
Ooh.
darn good COD player. I was enough to be in a clan. It's the only time I've ever played competitively, ever. I've never played on a competitive league team or anything of the sort. But I was on a COD team. I was a quick scoper back in the day, and so I don't doubt that I could probably get back into things. But I digress. CS:GO has never been my thing. But let's get into game here. What I do know is League of Legends, at least a little bit anyway. Again, TK has set the stage. If I believe Dragon is able to beat Avocado here, obviously creates some very interesting scenarios. But if Avocado wins, I believe they are undefeated here in this first round or in this round robin section, so to speak. and they will, of course, move on. So we'll see how things go. But a couple ADC bans coming out from red side here. Volibear finally banned away. We're finally not going to see Volibear on the stream. Yorick and Kaisa also going to be banned out as well.
And just some clarification, real quick. It's Team Cherry versus Banana. Cherry will be undefeated if they win this game. Banana
You're right.
wins, then there's two crazy scenarios that might end up happening. So we'll see.
You're right, and that's what I get for trying to use the team names tonight. But we do see Janna banned away. We also, again, saw the Kaisa, which leaves Vex open, and that's going to be a first lock-in Vex. Vex, again, it seems to be a crowd favorite here amongst the teams we have today. I'm a big Vex guy. Don't know if she's necessarily strong, especially maybe as a blind pick. But that'll be the lock-in here. We do see Smolder. We have seen a lot of Smolder here today, TK.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be the pickup here alongside the Galio. So, Smolder Galio is the combo here.
Yes, sir. And then another comfort pick. I feel like Galio is. I don't know. It's funny that we're seeing the same champions by different teams. It almost feels like it's because this is Team Banana. The people that played it last time was. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We're both lost today, LaRue.
I'm always lost. That's my secret.
Well, we found today, I guess. Hopefully. There's Vex.
But anyway,
good pick here, I think, because Vex is being taken away from Cherry, which is why they picked in the Galio. And I think Galio does actually quite well in the Vex because Vex goes in and Galio can just ult and to counter that. But the Kindred.
Kindred here is going to, nope, excuse me. How about Belveth is going to be the lock-in here? That's definitely going on over to Cowshake. And again, last time we saw this blue side, they were getting kind of rolled a little bit in that first game. We're able to stick around for a little bit before things really got out of hand. We'll see if they can really kind of maybe turn it around here, I suppose. Jinx is going to go on over to a set of numbers. Again, they did win their last game out. So this is definitely a team, I think, that can take a game off of somebody here, but they got to avoid maybe the same mistakes of the first game. And maybe I'm just showing that I didn't actually get to watch that game with the COG, Lulu. And obviously enough that they didn't get the COG here. So Viego is the pick. Let's go into the second ban phase now. Again, we're going to be looking for some support. It's going to take that Soraka away from Creamy Pie. We know that's a champion he definitely likes to go into. We know we're probably looking for supports on the other side as well. We're probably also looking for a top laner, as that Viego is likely. No, we see the Vex taken away. So maybe you're thinking that Smolder would go mid. And now that I see the Vex, I will go ahead and add, because we've gotten used to it, TK, seeing the Smolder in the ADC spot. Smolder mid is actually kind of a popular pick right now. So maybe they think that Smolder could has the possibility to go mid. Maybe. Or maybe they think the Vex might be going top. Or the Vex. How about the Vayne?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, Smolder, I think, is just popular everywhere right now. I was playing some 1v1s with someone in this tournament. Let's say who for strategic reasons. But I was looking at the top list because we were decided to do some top laners. And Smolder was even listed there as a recommended top laner to play. So I think Smolder's good wherever you go, except maybe jungle. I bet even Smolder support could probably work somehow. But I think that we will see a Smolder 80 carry here and a Galio mid lane. Otherwise, we'll have quite a bit of plot twists here. Viego coming in as well. Got some lore going on with the Vex. And Zillion. Okay, wow. Huh.
Yeah, the Zillion is a pickup here that's going to give a lot of survivability to your carries, and especially the Smolder. Again, that Smolder is kind of where the world goes around here right now, but obviously also the Viego as well if he gets kind of caught out, because we know Viego is a champion that can really turn games on its head. But that Zillion is going to stick to that Smolder like glue, most likely, make sure that he's just able to keep himself out of trouble, and if he does get caught in trouble, then that he gets a second chance at life. But we will see the Milio come through. Milio, lots of healing, lots of shielding. Kind of a peculiar champion, but also pretty darn strong right now. One more pickup here for Tree Hugger. Most likely he's going to be playing that Vex. So he's most likely going to be picking here for Borbgul. Just a matter of what. He'll be the Darius.
Interesting. I'm curious if it's going to be Darius Jungle or Belveth Jungle. I'm not sure. We'll
And
see.
it's
Belveth Jungle makes more
Zed.
sense.
Zed will be the pickup, and from the way they're sorting it out, it looks like that is Zed top. No, Galio top, perhaps. And
Hmm.
Zed mid. Alrighty. So an aggressive mid lane pick coming out here in the last. Knows he's going against the Vex. That first pick Vex. They had a long time to blind pick into it. And they've determined that Zed might actually be the good counter. And of course, we don't know. Obviously, looking over at the blue side, they're not in order. So that's not going to be Milio top. That's going to be Milio support, of course. It's going to be Vex mid, Darius top, Belveth jungle, Jinx ADC. But I think they're actually in order over on the other side. So that Galio is sent top, where he'll play into the Darius, and that Zed's going to be playing into the Vex. So
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, I think the top laner and mid laner are gonna swap here. I don't think they're swapping picks. I think Jay, who's played top lane, is playing mid, and Potato Sack, who's played mid this whole tournament, is playing top lane. So that's interesting. I wonder if they decided that. I wonder if they didn't want to play into Vex. Curious what made them decide to swap here. Maybe Jay was kind of not having too much fun playing top lane and wanted to try mixing it up, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's actually piloting this. I think it's Jay. We'll find out once we're officially in game. But one thing to mention is Vex is a pretty good pick here. For those of you that don't know, whenever someone dashes, she's able to proc her passive more, and her passive allows any of her abilities to fear. And let's talk about dashes. You have a Viego W. You have Galio E. You have, I would assume, you would know, well, I'd assume more than I would because you play Vex. Does any of Zed's abilities count as a dash for
I
Vex's
mean, yeah,
passive?
it also works on blinks as well.
Okay.
So ZW is a blink. It's really a movement ability kind of thing. And
Okay.
another thing about this Vex Zed matchup, it's kind of a coin toss
Mm-hmm.
because if Vex is careless with her fear, she will open herself up to attack from Zed. And, your W, of course, which is mostly used for the fear. It could do some damage, but oftentimes it's kind of a get away from me button. If she uses the fear too early, Zed's gonna ult her all day long. He's going to go in, ult, kill her, because Vex suddenly has no real way to kind of, do things. But if she's smart and waits for the fear after the ultimate is used, if this Zed's a little impatient and goes in, you just have to wait until he appears behind you, because if you didn't already know, Zed ult, you appear behind the person you ult. If she presses W right then and there, she can land a fear and land kind of a full combo and really force Zed into a tough spot. So this is kind of a coin flip matchup. It's not one of my favorite matchups just because I hate going against assassins in general. But if Tree Hugger plays this one well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be. The Vex can definitely get one up on this Zed, but obviously Zed, he's a playmaking champion, and he's a good champion. He can roam as well. Like Vex, obviously, if you land a long range ult, you can catch up in a hurry, but I would think Zed has the better roaming potential there too. So we'll see what happens. It should be a good mid lane matchup. And again, I mean, the games, they haven't really necessarily gone the way we've thought they're going to go today. Of course, last game I said straight up there was too much AP on one side, and that didn't prove to be a problem. So we'll see how this one goes too.
Yeah, and one thing that I've noticed about both comps is that none of them really have any solid engage. The only real engage that both comps have is the Vex ultimate. And the problem with the Vex ultimate is that if you go in, you're going to get potentially Zillion ulted in defense or Galio ulted. So I'm going to be really curious to see how exactly both teams play these fights without having anyone to have that "Let's go in" button. But
Yeah, and you see the Darius is taking flash, by the way, so that does give him a little bit of engage.
mhm.
Because you do have the flash pull. Although Darius isn't really a champion I want to be the primary engage. So double Zillion Bomb, obviously, if you can catch somebody out, can be a good way to do so. Galio is pretty good engage. Viego, if he finds a flank. We've seen Zero Zen turn in two very good performances here in this tournament. First with the Volibear, second, obviously, with the Lilia. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just curious to see what happens here with the Zed Vex matchup. I think that one's really one to watch because they are flexing Potato Sack top, I believe, and they are
Mhm.
flexing J mid. So
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm curious if it would be interesting to hear in the interview, assuming Cherries wins this, to hear the strategy behind that. Or in game, where would you like me to pause? I'll pause at 10 seconds.
I will do the same because I'm right there.
I'm
So.
lying. I'll pause. Why isn't this pausing? Okay, I paused at 14. All
All right, I am there as well.
right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. 15, 16, 17, 18. Are we in sync?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
All righty, so we are going to load up here, and again, we are going to head on out. Teams fan out here. You see the Smolder and the Zillion sticking together. Now, this is going to be a true 5-point start. You can see all entrances to the jungle. They are covered up. Although that Smolder still is with the Galio here, so not going to be standing in lane. The middle part of that 5-point stance is obviously the least important, just because, I mean, you're just standing at tower. You're not really doing anything. There's no real way to invade from there, but it is sometimes still worthy to show up there, I guess. But Zeri Cruz just kind of hanging out, kind of just moving along in the brush. The league player's ability to right-click in a circle for 30 seconds is unmatched after all.
True.
And we'll eventually get going here with this third round game. So there is a ward placed top side entrance to the jungle, just a precautionary measure, just to make sure that Cowshake isn't planning any kind of vertical jungling. Isn't going to start on his blue, then walk to red side's red. Instead, we're just going to both start on bot side here. Cowshake on his red, and Zero Zen without leash on his blue.
Interesting. So bot lane will get lane priority here because they're not leashing. See how they handle that. And also, apparently it's not Zed mid. It is actually Zed top. Jay just must have really wanted to play Zed.
Yeah, and you know, Zed top, it's not troll. I mean, Zed is a champion that can work up there, but you know, I also actually kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say earlier, I do want that Galio on that Vex because Galio's matchup against Vex is way better, I think, than Zed. Because Galio literally does kind of just laugh in the face of everything Vex wants to do. Obviously, with the just AP shield in general, the magic shield, and then also just his ability to taunt from close range. But yeah, I mean, definitely not what I was expecting. The Zed top, that's definitely a little weirder in the grand scheme of things. But see, so far though, he's getting pushed into his own tower.
Yep. Junglers are pretty much equal pace. Both have cleared 3 camps, working on the 4th camp. First dragon of the game will be Infernal Drake. And no spicy builds this game, it looks like. Everyone's going pretty standard.
Yeah, so far so good for both these teams, just a little bit. See here, Jay actually had a ward in that brush, so Orbital is actually spawning up the recall. Not quite sure why he would be recalling. Maybe just to pick up a sword, don't know. It's very early in lane here, but Jay is able to put a stop to that, whatever it was, as we hit level 3 here, doing some trading back and forth. Creepy Pie on one of his enchanters again. Again, we see him always on those enchanters here. We got level 3 fighting here. Jay actually just going to go ahead and pick up first blood. And that is a 400,000 mastery Zed, by the way. So clearly something Jay's comfortable on. And clearly something he knows how to pilot. He picks up an easy first blood here. Knew when to pick his spot. And just sends Borb on back.
Yeah, very well played by Jay there. What you guys might have not noticed is that flash looked a little weird. If you flash where Darius's handle is, it takes less damage than his tip of his axe. So he flashed in there to get on top of Darius to obviously get in range to auto attack, but also he took reduced damage by doing that. So while that flash might have looked like a misplay, it was actually the right call because he took less damage doing that. And 2 other things I want to talk about off topic to the top lane fight is keystones. You have Grasp of the Undying on Smolder, which I personally have yet to see. And you have the, oh my gosh, what's it called? Glacial Augment on Zillion, which can only be procced if you land 2 bombs. So he needs to be pretty accurate with his bomb usage here.
Yeah, and so, of course, when you talk about, well, hold on. We got a little bit of fighting here in mid lane. Potato Sack actually taking quite a bit of damage, has to flash away from Tree Hugger. When you talk about Grasp of the Undying, of course, it is a rune you see on melees mostly, and for good reason. It's nerfed on ranged champions. Damage, healing, permanent health gained reduced by 40. That is to say, it can still work on ranged champions, but it definitely doesn't have the same impact. You're not going to be seeing any ridiculous numbers coming out from that keystone. But Zeri Cruz, so far he's given me reason to believe he knows what he's doing there on these ADCs on, well, actually an APC last game. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt here for now, but you're right. Definitely Grasp, not something you see on ADCs very often. But again, Smolder's not really a traditional ADC either, so it's just kind of Smolder.
Yeah, that's the truth.
The glorious days where, well, actually still kind of the days where you would build, what is the build? It's my special super secret ARAM build that I think is actually just the one everyone builds. Trinity Force, Spear Sojin, Tier maybe, I think. I don't remember. But then also Leandries. Just give yourself a little bit extra AP for the LMAOs. Here we go, though. Level 4 fighting. Savior's in a little bit of trouble. Again, has already used that flash, but he's going to be saved by a rogue minion getting in the way of that zap. So Savior ever so close there. But said numbers and Creamy Pie burning that flash.
Yeah, that is good. They'll be able to kill him later. We'll see, hopefully, for them. Again, just as a reminder, if Banana, the blue team this game, wins this, there's at least going to be one other game played, potentially 2 other games played. But right now, it looks like the gold lead is for Cherry, and if Cherry wins this, then the whole tournament's over. Cherry goes 3-0. Build-wise, looks like there's a fight mid lane, though. Something spicy's happening.
Yeah, they're definitely hovering mid lane here, and they're looking to get on Tree Hugger, which is a good strat. I mean, Tree Hugger didn't really do much in the second game, but Tree Hugger is a very dominant laner from what we've seen so far. So he's going to use the ultimate. They're going to catch out Zero Zen. Doesn't have the ultimate for himself. He's still only level 5. That's going to force a flash.
Yeah, good flash.
Any summoners used by Cowshake and Tree Hugger, so nice little move, although Tree Hugger will be without his ult for a while.
Yeah, unfortunate for Zero Zen to use flash that early, but it was a necessary one. Good engage by Tree Hugger as Zed goes in.
Zed going in here, going to use the ultimate. Nice shurikens there after the fact. He's going to use the W, goes forward, auto attacks, but I think he expected that to do a little more. He went right on back, maybe saw Cowshake, I'm not quite sure, but it's a missed opportunity, just misses out on the kill onto Borbgul as Cowshake actually starting up those Void Grubs, while Zero Zen is going to start up the Dragon on the bot side.
Yeah, they'll trade objectives here. Nice try by Jay trying to go for that, but I think he miscalculated. I'm not sure if he saw Belveth. They do have a ward there, so he might have saw her last second, or maybe someone calmed that in the voice chat. So, I don't know, but again, Infernal Drake picked up by Team Cherry, and then the Void Grubs will be picked up for Team Banana. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, LaRue, but isn't Void Grubs perfect for Belveth because of her passive?
Yeah, I mean, Belveth just turns into a turret-pushing machine with her passive, of course, with her little Voidlings, plus the actual Void Grubs themselves. So it's very important for Belveth to get the Void Grubs. So far, so good there for Cowshake. Although he hasn't been able to impact really anywhere else on the map just yet, that is a major objective for him here. And we'll see him make a move toward the other Void Grubs. He'll try to go 6 for 6 here in about 3.5.
Now that we got some downtime, let's talk about the stacking. We have Smolder at 51 stacks, and we have Belveth, because she has infinite scaling attack speed with her kit and her passive, currently at 18 stacks, which is 9.09 attack speed. And she again got the Void Grubs as we talked about, which is good, as Potato Sack and Tree Hugger going for some trades in the mid lane.
Yeah, and you can see Tree Hugger, the magic resist is already coming through from Potato Sack, and it's just not a fun lane for this Vex, at least as far as killing is concerned, killing champions. Now, you see here Tree Hugger also has a 23 CS lead. That's good. But if you're a player, and I think Tree Hugger, I don't know a lot about Tree Hugger. I don't know a lot about any of the players here in this tournament, other than the few that we have kind of seen in all these tournaments. Obviously, the Creamy Pies, the set of numbers, etc., etc. Tree Hugger looks like somebody who wants to kill lane, judging by that Lux game. So it's got to be at least a little frustrating, but I think he'll also take the 26 CS lead. We got a 1v1 here. Zero Zen pulled back by Borbgul. The stacks are a ticking, but Borbgul lost vision there of Zero Zen, so that's all he'll get there.
Nice sidestep by Borbgul. Borbgul and Zero Zen, the Viego and Darius are actually real life friends. They played together on the arena tournament that we had previously. Maybe not the previous one, but one of the tournaments. So it's kind of interesting. It'll be interesting to see how Zero Zen plays around top lane, considering Borbgul probably knows all of the shenanigans he's up to.
Jay, slight CS lead over in the mid lane there. 12 at the moment, actually. Double bomb, nice stun of 2. Zeri Cruz gets a road stack with the W from long ways out. Here comes Zero Zen, though.
Oh,
doesn't find the stun. Zeri Cruz actually finds himself on the wrong side of the wall here, but he's going to be able to walk it out. We just continue away here. Been a much slower start to this game than what we've seen in the other two tonight. Or today, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I think part of the reason, as I stated in Champions, like no one really has that go button right now. It's just we're all kind of slowly trying to scale. It seems like there's no one with an Amumu ult, or what other champions have been played this game. I mean, Vex does have the ult, but again, you don't really want to ult into Galio or Zillion. So Cowshake flashes.
Flashing on in there, but a Zillion ultimate going to be used on himself there. Comes back to life. Tries to find himself a stun with the bombs. Bomb is going to be called right down the middle of all three here. We've got ourselves our first real skirmish of this game, but who's going to take the advantage here? Here comes the hero's entrance. It's going to be Zero Zen who falls first, but Zeri Cruz does find the trade back on to Cowshake. It's a 1-for-1. A set of numbers, and Creamy Pie retreat back to their tower.
Very great target focusing by Team Banana. It seemed like they were doomed.
Use top. The dunk is not enough. Jay is going to win that one out up top.
Well played to Jay. Getting back bot lane, their target focus was really good, especially with Galio going down. It seemed like they were communicating properly on who to focus, and they managed to do a 1-for-1 in a situation that looked very bad for them. So well played to them, and well played to Zed for getting the solo kill on the Borbgul.
Almost 12 minutes in now here. Just a couple players over 100 CS. Tree Hugger is one. Zeri Cruz is the other. They're going to take a plate for themselves and back off. Plate check. Only one plate taken on several of these towers. Actually, up top, both Borbgul and Jay have been able to take a plate off. Tree Hugger's got a plate over mid. And then down bot, Zeri Cruz and Savior, like I just mentioned, they were able to get a plate there. So gold is still pretty close. It is a slight lead for red with those kills. Those extra kills, should say.
Yeah, I
and
think
again, no real clear leader.
I think that Savior and Zeri Cruz actually got 2 plates on the bottom. I'm not too sure because they might have been too far away, but there's 2 plates.
Oh, they did. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I think they got it last second while recalling. And Cowshake getting 6 Void Grubs currently. That's going to be huge on Belveth, and Dragon is spawning in 3 seconds, so they could even rotate to that if they choose to.
Yeah, and again, if Blue Team is able to kind of jump out in front and really start to push some of these towers, that Belveth is just going to melt towers. And so I'm really kind of eager to see it, just because it is kind of a sight to behold. Those little voidlings with the void grubs, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. But so far, they just haven't been able to get kind of that push. Although Tree Hugger did take an extra plate there. 1 more minute. And then, of course, all those plates will fall off.
Yeah, let's do another stack check. We haven't checked in a little while. Zeri Cruz, a.k.a. Smolder, has 97 stacks. And Cowshake, a.k.a. Belveth, is currently at 33 stacks, which is 19.64% attack speed, as Dragon is being started up by Cherry.
Started up by red side here. They were able to take the first one, the Infernal. Trying to add a mountain to their mix. They do, so we're going to get another Cloud Soul. I believe that's our second Cloud Soul of the day.
I think you're correct.
Second Cloud Soul in, well, 3.5 games. If they're going to jump on a Tree Hugger. He finds a 3-man fear, but is it going to be enough to at least pick up something? No, it is not. The combined force of Potato Sack, Savior, and Zero Zen means they'll find a 4th kill.
A good ability usage on the Zillion, making sure to slow the targets, speed the targets. And I believe even the Viego picked up the bomb to try and get on top of them. Very well coordinated there, as Savior will be there to protect Zeri from a dive. And Potato Sack will push down mid, the first time touching this tower for him. Abyssal Mask also completed for him, which by him, I mean Galio. I think the Abyssal Mask is alright, but there's so much AD that he needs to go against, so I hope we see a Zonias or something coming out from him next.
Chompers is going to root Zeri Cruz here. He's going to fly forward. Another one-on-one potentially here top side. Jay's able to get away from the axe with his ultimate. The stacks are a ticking here. He's going to move away now as Borbgold tries to find some health. Jay staying just out of arm's range long enough to queue up another shuriken and pick up another solo kill. He's 3-0 in that top side. He's looked so much more comfortable on that Zed than maybe that Nasus game last time through. He's starting to shape up to be a force in this game.
Yeah, and Jay had the 2 shadows plus his self actually controlling, of course, and I just don't think Borg will know who to focus because if he chases Jay, ooh, nice sidestep.
Yeah, dodge the Zeri Fear, but does he still die? Wow, he got away with... So it's actually 55, but I think it was closer to 30 when he got away. Tree Hugger and Cow Shake, they'll still be able to push tower. And it looks like I think they'll be able to take here.
Yeah, and that'll be an objective bounty.
So,
golden
that's still good enough. As they'll get a little bit closer back in here. Yeah, an objective bounty coming pretty early in here at 15 minutes. We're still within 2K.
Potential bot lane dive happening. Nope. Viego taking a reset. Viego went Kraken Slayer first along with Belveth. Interesting that they both have the same build. Very different champions though. Spear Shojin on the Zed. That's, I think, different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Zed top builds any kind of differently than Zed in the mid lane. But Spear Shojin, of course, non-ultimate spells, they gain ability haste. And, you know, when you hit your spells, you get increased damage. So, theoretically, I mean, you don't think of AD champions as spells. Hold that thought. Got some ultimates used bot lane here, but other than maybe Creamy Pie. Oh, hold on. Savior is being chased down. The rocket does connect, but Savior using it just in time, although that doesn't mean he has it for Zeri Cruz. They jump back onto him and actually do still end up picking a kill. Cowshake is on the run. He has to flash over the wall, but Jay continues his chase. To the mid lane tower he goes. Jay still chasing. He's going to take a few tower shots as now he turns his attentions to Borbgold. Jay is definitely feeling himself right now. As a set of numbers, he's feeling himself too. He flashes forward with the tower attack, and just to make sure he does pick up that kill onto the Zillion, knows he doesn't have that Chrono Shift to save himself there. So they'll get their gold back, and with the lead, objective bounties are actually going to go ahead and fall off. So successfully coming back into this one is Blue Side, although Zero Zen jumps onto Tree Hugger, misses his abilities. There is the fear applied, though. There is the ultimate use. Going to have one more auto attack, enough to kill Tree Hugger here. And meanwhile, up top, Jay finishes off a tower.
Yeah, another thing that was picked up that I'm not sure if anyone noticed because of the distracting team fight. Belveth did kill the Rift Herald, so she does have Eye of the Elder. So they've got the Void Grubs, they've got the Rift Herald, everything Belveth wants. And on top of that, that was an objective bounty, so they got gold income for that, which again, as LaRue previously stated, the gold graph is pretty much dead even now, 28.8k in favor of Cherry, but only a 0.4k gold lead, which is nothing. And so there are 2 dragons for Team Cherry still, but again, you have all of the Belveth stats with the Void monsters as well, so feeling good. Let's do a stat check since we're talking about Belveth. Belveth at 41 stacks, 28.09% attack speed, and Smolder is at 165. He's just about halfway there to getting that 225. So we're going to see some crazy late games, I think. What's gold looking like on each person? Unfortunately, Ladzy, I cannot show you. I do not know. Well, I know how. It's the X key. But every time I click X, it
I'm gonna coach you through it here because I'm pretty sure you can get it away. But actually, let's wait until we find ourselves a lull here. Set of numbers, he's just dead to right. Jay is on a rampage. Now Cowshake taking the completely wrong way into that fight. He's killed here by Zero Zen, making a double for Jay. He's now 5-0. That Rift Herald is just trying to make its way down the lane. It's not actually going to crash, I believe. And yeah, that's just kind of a waste of Rift Herald there from Blue Side. So what you'll want to do here, I'll coach you through it.
Okay.
Go to hit escape, go to hotkeys, go to interface, and then you'll just scroll down there until you see toggle scoreboards items.
Wait, you said go to hotkeys and then... Oh, I see.
Hotkeys, interface, and then go to toggle scoreboards items. Cloud Drake taken, by the way, here by Red Side. And then, of course, it'll show you what hotkey it is, and then you can set it to whatever you want.
It's nothing. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Cancel.
I'll just make sure that you actually set it to someone you don't already use.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, LaRue, you're so genius. You're such a genius and so handsome. Okay, there's the goal difference.
Well, you know what they say, I might actually be top 15. But anyway, 9 kills to 3. And yeah, you can see the gold on the screen now. Lots of gold in the hands of Jay. 5-0 CS lead. Has a 450 gold shutdown here at the moment. You do have 2 over 7K, though. Tree Hugger set of numbers for the most part. Tree Hugger just through the sheer power of towers, tower plates, should say. And also just CS numbers as well. He's still able to keep up. Actually has quite the lead on Potato Sack, despite Potato Sack having a kill. Just the power of plates and CS numbers in work right there. And then, of course, set of numbers does have 2 of the 3 kills. So he is actually ahead of Zeri Cruz right now. But again, Jay, he's just kind of been the force of this game thus far. So 1.8K still very much could be turned around here. But here we go. Zero Zen, 3-level lead on Cowshake. Jumps on in. Cowshake has help from Borb Gold, but Zero Zen going to use the ultimate. He's actually going to turn himself into the Belvet, but here comes Tree Hugger from the flank. Does land a big fear there. Jay takes a tower shot, trying to find those shurikens at the end there, trying to pick off, I believe it was Borb Gold, but he's not going to find it, and so they are just going to lose the one here as Cowshake having lots of trouble right now here. He's starting to really fall behind. You saw there, it was a 3-level difference between himself and Zero Zen. And Zero Zen's been able to do this all tournament long. Creamy Pie using the ultimate. Gonna use that. Gonna get that big heal off. But, yeah, I mean, Zero Zen's been able to do this, I think, in all 3 games we've watched of them thus far. But Cowshake is just falling behind. 80 CS down in the jungle. 2 kills, and I think that's actually where we... Yeah, 1.6K. That's our largest... No, it's not. It's up top, sorry. But 1.6K is a pretty big gap between the two.
It is, and Galio's going full tank build, it looks like. Not going to build any AP items or Roa or anything like that. Looks like he's going to build Frozen Heart next, which I think is a really good item against Belveth and Jinx, both having a bunch of attack speed in team fights. The infinite stacking attack speed on Belveth, on top of the Jinx Get Excited passive. So Frozen Heart, I think, is definitely a necessary item as Jay would spot Tree Hugger.
Yeah, look how much health Jay has, by the way.
Jay's
got himself a Black Cleaver and that Spear of Sojin, so that's 700 extra health.
Jeez.
And also has the Tunneler for 250 more. That is a 3,000 health Zed running around right now. And so, of course, he's not really building a lot of lethality. He's not really a true assassin. It's kind of a bruiserish build for this Zed. But that's a Zed that's hard to take down. And, of course, still has the ability, still very slippery. So... very unique way to play Zed, but certainly one that's worked out for him here so far. 10 kills to 3 dragons. By the way, potential soul coming up here in a minute and a half. Got another Cloud one on the way.
Yeah.
Jay coming in. There's the ultimate. Tree Hugger, no fear. This is what I was talking about earlier.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just a domination. Vex used the fear. And for a Zed, that is just the button to go. It kind of sucks, but you can't really, as Vex, be in a one-on-one lane like that. Especially against a Fed Zed, just because you can't use your abilities. You can't let that fear go on cooldown. So, that's unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate, Cowshake, he's still level 11. Now a 4-level difference in that jungle. He's just not allowed to do anything here at the moment as Borgol tries to get anything on the board here. Potato Sack forced to flash away. There's the Chrono Shift used on to Savior himself. Still fighting here. We're actually fighting in red side minions. Potato Sack, he is fully stacked up. Not for long, though. He's actually going to get that expired here. But Borgol, yeah, he's eventually going to find it. Yeah, there we go. Probably wanted to get it while he had him fully stacked, but he'll eventually get that first kill here. I'm going to leave it to you, TK. I got to go to the bathroom really, really bad.
Take your time, man. We have dragons spawning up in 21 seconds. Tree Hugger goes in, lands everything. That's a shutdown. 650 gold onto the Vex. That's going to feel amazing. They need everything they can get right now to get back into this game. The numbers misses the zap. A set of numbers could get executed. So apparently Zeri Cruz has officially hit the 225 stacks on the Smolder. So now he is a menace to the Rift. I felt like I just checked with him 5 minutes ago and he barely had any stacks, but he's farming incredibly well. Now has the 225. Let's take a look at the Belveth stacks. 47, 36.42% attack speed. Not as useful as the Smolder Execute, I don't think yet, but Belveth scales a lot harder if it gets late game enough. Treehugger getting caught out potentially. The Snot Bubble will miss. Cowshake is hiding in the pits. Will find the Zillion. Zillion's probably going to ult himself, and he does. Galio lands a taunt onto Borbgo. Cowshake needs to get out of there. Zero Zen flashes, but the Emilio healing protects him for a little bit, but here comes the Galio ult to give the Magic Resist shield. Borbgo might get executed by the Smolder, which he will. Savior will need to back off his 1 HP with no ultimate, and it looks like this will be soul claimed for Cherry unless some miracle happens. So we have a Jinx Rocket. We do. Maybe a Jinx Rocket from Numbers. I'm looking at you, Numbers, although he's getting focused by Jay. Set of Numbers burns Flash. Zed ults onto the Jinx, and Set of Numbers will go down, and the Cloud Soul claimed for Team Cherry.
Yeah, this is Cherry's game to win. Back, by the way. This is Cherry's game to win here at this point. They now officially have Cloud Soul, which means they're going to be schmoving around the map. Zero Zen, yeah, I mean, you can look how fast he can engage. He can just run them down here. Zeri Cruz, he is fully stacked. You can see the execute bars on your screen now. And of course, Jay, he's still just nigh unkillable. I mean, he did die at some point, and I guess he died while I was in the bathroom, but, you know, he's nigh unkillable. I mean, he's very hard to kill, I guess is a better term here. Zeri Cruz is not, however. He's still an ADC. This Tree Hugger lands himself a nice ult. So things are rough right now for blue, especially if you just blind check a brush like that. But yeah, just look at how fast they're moving around the map right now. Look how fast Zero Zen is.
Yeah.
That's a Zed. Excuse me. That is a Waddlin Vex right there. So here comes Potato Sack in off the TP. Gonna drop the taunt. Borbgul is down. Zero Zen now dominating. Jay gonna dash into tower range here, but he does not mind here. Remember, he has all that bulky stats. Wow. He's gonna make it a double. Zero Zen also had himself a double as well. They're gonna go ahead and take down this tier 2 tower. They are gonna turn around here to Baron, and with the death timers what they are, there should be a pretty easy Baron here. This shouldn't really be a very controversial move.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if you have chat open, but whenever it's set of Numbers, the Jinx got solo killed by Jay, aka the Zed. Numbers types Jay, you bully, because these two know each other, and Jay just replies, Yorick banned 3 matches. So Jay's trying to get some revenge for his Yorick being banned every single game, but he is a Masters Yorick player, so to be expected, as they will take resets, probably just huge gold lead on to everyone individually. I think everyone has a gold lead over their opponent with the exception of mid lane for Cherry. Yeah, everyone does except mid lane. But it's Galio. You don't really need as much gold on Galio compared to other champions, so.
It's Galio. You just dash in, you drop a taunt, and then you just maybe... I mean, in Potato Sack's case, you don't die, but you certainly don't kill either, so... Another fight here, and you saw there Tree Hugger had the fear this time. Unfortunately for Tree Hugger, I think it's just too late. Jay is going to go on a rampage. You saw kind of the difference there when you have your fear. The matchup can be kind of turned around. Borbgul, yeah, I mean, they're just going to easily kite him out here, but it hurts. If you're Tree Hugger right now, it just hurts.
Yeah.
Because you played it perfectly that time. You did what you needed to do, but Jay's 3 items deep. So, and he also has a Sterix gauge, which didn't proc during that one-on-one, so it was never really that close. But 21 kills to 6 here, 28 minutes. I just realized my Discord avatar is my poorly drawn Vex right now, so I guess I do kind of identify myself. Yeah, they said it was very poorly drawn. That was a game of Scriblio, by the way. Anyway, on to towers.
Wow.
That's going to be the Chrono Shift used on to Savior. Zero Zen's going to go Legendary. They're just going to ignore an inhibitor for now. They want blood. Now they'll finally turn on to the inhibitor. Tree Hugger will respawn here. Does drop the fear on to Savior. Savior doesn't have Chrono Shift up right now here, so they have to be careful they don't go too far, but I don't really think they have to worry about it because no matter what they do, they just don't die here right now. Borbgul is going to come in from behind here. Gets away, though. Kited out easily that time. And they're on to the Nexus Towers, and I think that's all she wrote. So I believe Team Cherry, they're going to pick up a kill. They're going to pick up a win here, I should say. 29 minutes in here. 25 kills to 6. What a nice performance here from Team Cherry.
Wow, incredible games from Cherry. 3-0, flawless for the whole round robin tournament. And I do not know the results, but results are kind of relevant at this point because Cherry will take the win. It's just a matter of who got second and third. And there will be a tie for second. I don't have a tiebreaker for second, although, oh, wait, no, there won't be. Never mind, I take that back. So Avocado takes the win over Dragon. And we have Cherry going 3-0 for the whole round robin. Banana will be third place here. And the tournament. Here are the results. As you see, a billion ads. 3-0 for Cherry, 2-1 for Avocado, 1-2 for Banana, and 0-3 for Dragon. Let me switch back over to Discord. We have Team Cherry still in the voice channel. I think we could try and get them in here for an interview. That would be kind of fun. Let me hop on over real quick. I need to make sure I mute my Discord though. I need to write down the. This will make sense later. You'll understand why I'm doing this later. I'm gonna hop in their chat real quick. Hey, would you guys be up for an interview on stream? All right, I'm going to move you in a second. Okay, they agreed. I don't. They some of them said sure, others didn't say anything, so I'm moving them all in. Hello, Team Cherry.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Congratulations on the 3-0 win. How did it feel playing with people that I assume you guys have never even talked to one another? How did it feel? Did you feel like the synergy was there? Did you feel like it was not there? What are your
I
thoughts about
feel
playing
like
with each other?
I personally feel like we had really good synergy bot side and then on the jungle callouts being absolutely insane.
Yeah. So who was? Are you saying that Zero Zen was the main shot caller, or did you guys just kind of all communicate at the same time? How'd that work
I
out?
I feel like it was zero primary and then I was kind of secondary shot caller.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
had
definitely.
very
I was just there for the
communication.
red.
I just said whatever you guys want.
I mean, it worked out clearly. So, what made you guys draft your champions? Because I noticed Potato Sack, you played Galio 2 games. Jay, you kind of switched up the champions. Was there a certain strategy, or were you just kind of playing what felt right in the moment?
My
We were
champions, I was just doing stuff that wasn't York, which was kind of hard.
yeah.
But then when I picked Zed, that was my second York, so it seemed to work out better than the first two.
Okay, what about you, Zero Zen? You played Lilia. You played what else did you play? You played Viego, Lilia, and the
Volibear,
first game
and
Volleybear.
then
That's right. Any
yeah.
strategy there, or were you just picking what felt good in the moment?
I think my sort of strategy was just picking champions that synergize well with my team and are good versus enemy team that I can still full clear on. So like I'm a full clear jungler, so I prioritize winning the PvE game and then using that to translate into like team fight victories and help my team. And these champions are all sort of like skirmisher champions that are very good in fights if they get any sort of lead.
Very nice. Potato Sack, you said that you're there just for the ride. Were you choosing to pick the Galio, or were your teammates saying you pick Galio, then you pick Vex in the first game as well? How'd you decide to pick those
uh,
champions?
no, Vex and Galley were in my pool, and after the first game with Vex, it was all right, but Zero coached me into doing the Gallia, which turned out to be quite the great call.
Hmm. Shot caller out of the Rift too. I like it. And then we have Zeri Cruz, who plays secondary AD carry, not even an AD carry main, at least that's how you registered as. You registered as top. So how'd you feel playing your picks? Because I also have a question about Brand. I want you to answer your first game and your third game, though, for your picks. What made you pick those champions?
Well, I mainly picked Smolder just because the enemy team didn't really have any dive, and then we had a lot of lockdown onto the enemy team, so I basically had just free prio on the entire enemy team as Smolder with my just throwing in my Qs and my Ws.
Mm-hmm.
Is just everything was basically just free.
Fair enough. And then let's hear about the Brand. What made you decide to fry that one up?
Well, it was mainly because I had Pike, and I felt like the Rylai's rush on Brand really would go really well for setup and lane. And then team fights, obviously Brand just RE, entire enemy go boom. It's pretty free. And I think that's about it, honestly.
Fair enough.
We had a lot of magic damage, but like if we got Abyssal Mask and then rush like Void Staff, it should be pretty free.
Well, it was free enough to get the win, so it seemed like you made the right call. Very nice. And Savior, what about you? What were your picks in this unique tournament?
Well, first game, I've never played with any of the people on our team before, and I feel like Sona fit the comp, and also Sona's kind of a support I can play safer with, more passive if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Second game, I picked Pike because it wasn't banned and it's my main, and I was like, yeah, play it. It's there.
Yeah.
And that third game, I went with the Zillion again because Zeri had been doing very well this tournament, and I was like, if I just keep him alive, I feel like it'll go well.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out for us.
Yeah. I don't think any of you recently have played in a normal Summoner Rift tournament, and what I mean by normal is where people register as full teams rather than solo. But if you had to take a guess, each of you, I want you an answer from you. From a scale of 1 to 10, being 10 absolutely would obliterate the competition. 1 being we would get pummeled to a complete pulp. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you guys think if you 5 were to compete against other coordinated teams instead of solo teams, what would you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 of beating those teams? So we have
I
Blue
feel
Ball
like we'd be
Boys, we have Narya Not Amuse, those guys, if you know who they are.
I feel like we're like a solid 6 or 7 because we have
Yeah.
synergies just like by default with each other, honestly.
Hmm.
With the shot calling and like the grouping and then the shot calling. I really
Yeah.
feel like we have some pretty good synergy just by default, and in a team situation where like we're able to like get like to know each other more, I feel like we have a pretty high potential.
Okay, thank you, Zeri. What about, we'll go from support to top, so let's do you next, Savior. What are your thoughts?
I honestly agree. I'd say like around a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I feel like the first game, like we had a few hiccups at the beginning, and then we kind of just figured it out. And the next 2 games, I feel like we played very well together.
All right, Potato Sack, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I'd say a 7 as well. The first game it took us a little while to get to know each other, but I think once we did, everything seemed to flow pretty smoothly.
So, Potato Sack, if you were completely cloned and it was Team Cherry versus Team I'm Down for That, which for those of you that don't know the context, Potato Sack usually plays for Team I'm Down for That. Who do you think would win? Again, you'd be facing yourself in the mid lane.
Oh god, facing myself in the lane, nobody should have to watch that. But honestly, I'd say this team.
Okay.
The other team I play with, we have synergy too. Sorry, I see Ladsy in the chat. But no, I just think we flowed together really well.
Fair
And that's
enough.
no disrespect to any of the team. I'm down for that. I just think sometimes that group has a lot of different play styles, and it's not that they're bad. It's just we all kind of play pretty differently.
Yeah, I'll make sure to edit that part out of the post. Next, I'm completely coding. I don't think we got a rating from you though. If you did, I must have zoned out. What would you say on a scale of 1 to 10 though? Did you say you agree with everyone else? Potato Sack?
Oh, sorry, 7 with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I agreed with everybody. Sorry.
Fair enough, fair enough. And then Zero Zen, thoughts?
Yeah, I would say a 6 or 7. I think we definitely have our strengths as a team where we have a lot of synergy, but we also have our weaknesses as well. That I think playing against a more coordinated team could definitely get, that they could definitely poke holes through our armor, if you, so to say.
And then Jay, you've probably been in the server. Actually, I can look this up. I bet you've been here the longest, but I don't feel like you've been the most active. Oh, apparently I can't see it because I'm in streamer mode. Epic. But Jay, what do you think?
I think this team rocks, and despite any mistakes I made or lack of laning pressure, I felt comfortable and no one hated on me.
Oh, that's good.
And I would like to do that again.
Oh, fair enough.
I would rate it an 8.6.
Wow, 8.6, highest rating here. Okay, well maybe we'll see Cherry become an official team. Maybe not. We'll see. LaRue, do you have any questions for these gentlemen, or you good to go?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay. Anything you guys want to shout out? Oh, actually, wait. Before that, I have one more.
Lemons.
Lemons, of course, the classic. The lemons. I also wanted to ask this. I forgot. I don't think all of you had. I don't want to use the word rivals. That sounds a little too intense. But people that you knew that you faced against. How did you feel about that? Savior, I believe you knew Berserkingoat and Wef, correct?
And auto parts as well.
And Auto Parts, that's right. And then Jay, you knew a set of numbers. You probably knew Creamy Pie. Or no, I should say. Potato Sack, you knew all of them down for that. So Zuzema and Ladzi.
Yeah.
And then Zen was, I believe, just no, you knew Zyrus from the last solo tournament. Anyways, point is, how'd you guys feel about playing against your opponent? Did you have fun doing that? Did it feel weird playing against them? What was it like?
It was fun. I was nervous because usually Ladzi slaps me around in mid lane matchups, but this time I actually had the upper hand for once, so I got to take the victory.
Nice. Jay,
Hi.
were you listening
I
to?
forget what the question was.
I was just simply
Oh.
asking, how did it feel to play against people that you usually play with in the past? Was it weird?
It was nice. I guess the most intense was against Bisexual Lion because he was really flaming me up in that top lane with his Ornn. We played a lot, and he'd play Ornn top, and he's a monster.
Yeah.
So it was scary. I'm glad I had Phase Rush to run the fuck away from him.
Hmm. And then
And then a set of numbers in Creamy Pie. I didn't really see him that much last game. Only like once or twice.
because I was busy killing them as Zed, you know. I'm teasing, of course.
I was up top a lot.
Yeah, you were up top for most of the games, but that's just the top lane.
Maybe all three of them.
Yeah, that's just the top experience. I think every top laner stayed top for most of it. Okay, what about you, Zero Zen? I think you only
It was
knew...
definitely fun. Yeah, I only I've played against some of the people before, like in different like arena tournaments
Yeah.
or like previous tournaments, and just seeing them again is just I guess fun. But yeah, it's definitely fun playing against Cam and
That's
having
Borble.
having a good gank top and try to kill him. Yeah, Borb goal.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. And Zeri Cruz, was there anyone that you recognized in this tournament?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know a single person in this tournament. They just looked like minions to me.
Wow, even your teammates? I think you played. You probably played against Jay in the last ARAM tournament. Maybe. I think Jay.
I mean, I'm only talking about the enemy team, of course. Everyone on my team, they're forever in my heart.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We're the cannon minions of your heart.
Yeah.
The cannon minions?
Yeah.
Oh no, you guys can be super minions.
Okay.
Wow. Some true love here. That's what we build at the Tournament Kingdom. Anything you guys want to shout out before I wrap up the stream?
Shout out to my fruity friends in chat.
Hello.
I want to go ahead and say Ladzi was correct. We did snuggle earlier today, so boom, just putting that out there.
Oh, and then you just decided to beat him up after that?
You know, I tried to be as gentle as I could.
He must not be a very good snuggler, is what I'm trying to understand.
Well, I would never say that. He is a great snuggler.
Okay.
Shout out my mother.
If you
Always
want to.
believes in me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Is that the only shout out you just want to say that, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I shout out my mother.
Yeah. Shout out to his mother too. Yeah.
Jay?
Lemons and donkeys.
Lemons, donkeys, right on. And then were you going to say something else?
No.
Okay. And Savior, anything you want to shout out?
Nah. It was just a good tournament. Thanks for hosting it.
Of course. All right. Well, I will make sure to send you the prizes. And note to anyone watching, you guys can vote for the most honorable team. I'll send a message about what that means in your team chats. Whichever team receives the most votes, and of course votes for an opposing team, will also get a prize. So make sure to do that. I will leave you be. LaRue, is there anything you want to shout out real quick? Or
lemons.
Long? Yeah, you want to shout some lemons?
Remember to follow my Twitch stream, LaRue, and also remember to practice your Aurora because I didn't see a single one today, and I'm really upset about that.
Ooh.
So remember to practice and Follow my Twitch, I guess.
There you go. I got a DM.
I still
oh,
don't stream, but it's not like I have any other things to shout out.
You still won't stream. We need to change that.
I don't have 2 monitors. So
Looks like you need to make a change.
You don't have 2? Do you have like 3 or 4 or something?
I'm poor.
Okay.
It's called being
Damn.
poverty.
All right.
I know. Sorry. On that depressing note, we'll go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll send you guys. I'll message you guys or talk to you in a bit. You guys can leave the voice channel if you want. Up to you. But I'm going to wrap up the stream. Congrats, guys. Thanks for
Yeah, it was
participating.
fun.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you for
thank
hosting.
you.
Have a good night.
GG's, everyone.
All right, guys.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Adios.
Bye-bye. Okay, I want to give a special shout out because I didn't really acknowledge him to. Okay, well I'll leave LaRue be. Give a special shout out to LaRue carrying that cast. I am not comfortable at casting at all. He did most of the talking, which I really appreciate. He does amazing play-by-play caster, so huge shout out to him. Make sure to check out his Twitch. I spammed the chat with it. And as for the most honorable link to the team for that Chris Fish asked, is it's not currently viewer voted, is currently voted upon the opposing teams. So the opposing teams vote for each other. It's not up to the viewer base. Maybe one day we'll do something like that, but for now it's just up to the teams. So I'll need to send that out to them privately. As for future tournaments, I'm not quite sure. The next tournament will be an ARAM tournament in October. Last ARAM tournament, we had 12 teams compete. So we'll see if we get the same amount or if it grows even more. So that'll be sometime in October. I haven't finalized the dates because I had an event that will be happening in October that I need to account for. So stay tuned for that. And then there will be a small update I'm aiming for at the beginning of October, discussing some things related to the ARAM tournaments, the solo tournaments, Summoners Rift tournaments. We'll see if I follow through on that. I need to kind of figure out what I want to do with this style of tournament of solo Summoners Rift. As for that, I think that's everything that I have to say. Special shout out to Cherry. Let's talk about all the teams that participated real quick. Let's view them one more time. Shout out to Avocado, Bisexual Line, Berserk and Goat, Ladsy, Auto Parts, and Pep Up. And also, I need to acknowledge something. It's huge special shout out to Ladsy. And the reason why I want to shout him out is the TK bot in this server was programmed by him. So the TK bot is literally the things that makes these cards. For example, I'll actually, you know what? I'll do one right now. We'll just do at Blue Ball Boys. What if it doesn't work? That'd be so embarrassing if it doesn't work. And then we'll just add a bunch of random people in this. You know what? LaRue and I are playing. I'll just show you guys how this works real quick. We'll throw in, who would be the weirdest one? Creamy Pie. Just because I don't think he's ever played with any of the Blue Ball Boys. I'm just throwing in random names. Hopefully this works. This will be super embarrassing if Ladsy's in chat and it doesn't work. So if you just type this card, it should make us act like we're on Blue Ball Boys. There it is. Look at us. Instantly. So huge shout out to him. He's the one that programmed the bot to instantly basically make these cards. And that's why they look so much better than the ones I photoshopped. So he programmed the bot to do that. And then there's a bunch of other commands like /stream. It pops up with the stream link. /bracket. It pops up with the bracket, etc. So I've never really talked about it too much. But huge shout out to him. There's other features that are currently being worked on. Other features that the bot does. But I'll reveal that later once things are a bit more official. I'll delete this because it's not official, but you get the idea. So shout out to him. I haven't really given him much credit, but he has saved me a lot of time and I really appreciate it. Next up, we have Team Banana. Shout out to them. Borbgoal, Cowshake, Tree Hugger, Set Numbers, and Creamy Pie. Team Cherry, Jay, Zero Zen, Potato Sack, Zeri Cruz, and Savior, the champions of this tournament. And last but certainly not least, Dragon, Quefthako, Zyrus, I Am Anxious, 8-Bit Upgrade, and Zuzema. Thank you all so much for participating. I hope to see you all compete in the ARAM tournament in October. And thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will see you later.